Anytime's great for football, but I know when it feels just right.
I'm gonna kick back, relax.
Watching football on a Friday night.
It's Friday!
And we're going to be hard to tame.
Eagle roll!
It's Friday.
Coast to coast.
The CFL is Canada's game.
We're all pumped up to party!
And we ready for a fight.
Kick back, relax.
Watching Friday night football.
The boys are all back.
Playing CFL football.
The game is up for grabs.
It's Friday night football tonight.
It is Friday Night Football on TSN. Kate Burness alongside Enoch Mwamba, David Sanchez, Milt Stieglers, the Fantastic Four we're now calling ourselves.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. I saw it on social media, so it must be true, to be quite honest. Let's go through some key matchups. We got the Saskatchewan Roughriders. We've got the Edmonton Elks, who desperately need a win. They made that quarterback change. Ches, who's your matchup tonight?
Yeah, it's really Cody, and you just said this, Bill. I'm not biting too hard, but it's Cody and his emotions. So Cody, he just talked about it. He said, I have to calm myself. He said, I have to draw from experience, and I have to. The second thing he said, I don't want to make a mistake. You had a different thing, Bill. I know you said you were talking about it. Mine's different than yours. You don't have my points. My point is, Cody Fajardo he's not going to be nervous. I think he's going to take care of the ball. I think he's going to try to be. He needs to be aggressive. Let's say that. Cody, they're laughing because Milt said he was going to talk about this. I know, but my points are different
Milt
than his.
literally wrote on a piece of paper to the producer and said, my matchup is Cody versus his emotions.
My points are different. Now you guys took all the time. No, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. Cody's gonna. I'm not worried about Cody. He's a veteran. He's gonna be. He knows what to do. He needs to be aggressive. If he's too cautious, they're not gonna beat them unless he's aggressive. Cody needs to let it fly.
Go ahead, Enoch.
No, go. You got time.
No, Mill's got no points. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Enoch, go ahead.
Go ahead, Enoch. Who's your matchup?
We gonna deal with this afterwards.
So I'm looking at Cody Fajardo as well, but I'm looking at not just his emotions like Milt and Davis were looking at tonight, but I'm looking at Cody and these DBs. You got all these guys that are very aggressive, and this defense by the Saskatchewan Roughriders is a team. We talk about Roland Milligan. We talk about Campbell. That's right, Sales. They're all out there. They're trying to get their hands on this football tonight. It's going to be interesting. And if they do,
guess who my key matchup is Milt Stiegel versus Davis Sanchez. Because you know what? They take each other's points.
You went out like that, Davis?
You had nothing.
Gotta get that. 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 Gotta get that.
Fred Phillips of Yorkton, Saskatchewan. This is your chance to win big thanks to Save on Foods' $1 million touchdown to win. If a kickoff is returned for a touchdown, you can win groceries for a year. If 2 kickoffs are returned for touchdowns, you could also win $1 million. Good luck, Fred. Let's get you to Regina and join Rod Smith and Paul LaPolice.
On a very balmy night, Kate Burness, thank you, here in southern Saskatchewan. But I am pleased to report there are no issues with air quality, not like the last time a couple of weeks ago. First meeting of the season between the Roughriders and the Edmonton Elks, who really made some news this week, Lapo, coming off the bye with the change in quarterback, Craig Moore being replaced by Cody Fajardo.
Cody getting his start with the organization that made him a full-time starter. Remember in 2019, he led this organization to a first-place start in the first-place finish in the West. Released after the 22 season, it goes on to help the Owls win a Grey Cup. Traded once again to the Elks. They need better play at quarterback position. Made that change. Speaking about great play at the quarterback position, 9 straight games with 70% completion. That's a CFL record. 3 explosive TDs last week. He's been spectacular this season.
Corey Mays, his second year as Riders head coach. Like last year, they're off to a 5-1 start. And it's been a tougher first season for Mark Killam in Edmonton. The Elks fell to 1-4 after losing to BC a couple of weeks ago, heading into the bye, knowing some changes have to be made. So yes, notably a quarterback for Cody Fajardo, replacing Trey Ford. Riders won the toss. They're going to kick off. Javon Lee, Arkell Smith, back for it. Week 8 in the Canadian Football League. Mosaic Stadium in Regina on a Friday night. We are glad you're with us. Brett Lawther gets it started on the opening kickoff, and it heads Arkell Smith's way, taking it down at the 10. And up close to the 30, about the 28. So his last start was September 16th at this stadium, last start of 2022. We're almost 3 years in since Cody Fajardo's return here.
I like what the panel talked about after. They got to make sure he keeps his emotions in check, getting the opportunity here. The biggest thing for this football team is they've got to help Cody Fajardo. They got to find a way to run the football, make some easy throws for him underneath. The Saskatchewan Roughrider defense loves to try to get their takeaways. He's got to be patient all game.
His running back is Justin Rankin. Fajardo getting the welcome back from the Rider faithful. It goes to Rankin. He doesn't get much, maybe a yard. Second down coming up as we take a look at these starting rosters here.
David Beard returns after an injury. Also allows Mark Cordy to move back to his left guard position. So those are 2 changes for the Elks up front. Stephen Dunbar Jr. leads this team with 7 second down conversions. He's who Cody will go to get first downs throughout this game.
And maybe a foot. We'll call it a 2nd and 10. Rankin only had 4 yards rushing last week in Vancouver. You want to get him going. But it's a passing down. Fajardo throwing. And off there for Arkell Smith, who does catch the ball, but doesn't get much there. It's a quick 2 and out for that Edmonton offense as the punting unit will head on the field.
He's going to see a lot of this zone defense all game, backing everything up, forcing Cody to throw these underneath throws. Just shows how important when they run the football, they can't be in long yardage situations, or else they're going to have to punt a lot tonight.
Dre McCray, in his second CFL game, is the returner after the injury to Mario Alford. Normally the one back there, it's Cody Grace to get rid of it there from just across his 20, and coming in on that punt is McCray, 45. Met at about the 48-yard line. DK Bonham among those in on the tackle for Edmonton. So Trevor Harris having one of his best seasons as he gets closer to his 40th birthday, and just a remarkable year so far for him. 4-1. Jake Mayer got the other victory this season in his start, but 76% completion percentage, Lapo.
And he's always been great at completion percentage, but an interesting stat that came up this week, 20-plus passes, deep balls, 12 of 17, 71%. That's a crazy good completion percentage for balls that are 20 yards downfield. Not just the underneath stuff for Trevor this year.
From the Rider 47, faking the handoff, and the throw coming in as Joe Robustelli. J.J. Ross getting the start of the boundary corner in this one, making his debut. That's incomplete, second down.
A couple changes on the left-hand side. Darius Washington got his first start last week. Looked really good. Noah Zare gets his first start this week, replacing injured Zach Fry. Looking forward to watching this guy, Dante Myers. 4 big play catches of 30 yards to lead this team. Had a huge touchdown last week. A lot of fun to watch.
He leads
Dante Myers.
Yeah, Lapo receiving touchdowns, leads them with 4. 2nd and 10 after the incompletion 4-man rush. Harris has time, and he completes that to Samuel Emilus. That's across midfield into the Elks zone, down around the Edmonton 47, and a first down Saskatchewan.
Emilus is the big target. He tries to throw in the middle of the field, over the top of the linebackers. You call this a level 2 throw, Rod, over the top of the linebackers in a position for Emilus to make the catch. He's going to have to make that catch with, we always call that a contested catch. There's a lot of people around him going to deliver a blow. Great location. Put it up, give them an opportunity to make the catch.
Gain of 16, down to the 47 of Edmonton. A.J. Allett, his first carry. At another strong game and a stronger season, too, with Saskatchewan last week at BC Place in the Rider win.
Happy to see this guy, Jake Ceresna, back after an injury for the bye. 8 sacks last year, only 1 so far this season. Cheelan Gaines, first-year player from Wake Forest. Looking to see him in that always difficult Sam spot. Had a lot of plays so far. And Kenneth Logan gets his first start at free safety. He's going to replace an injured Royce Metier.
See Logan there at safety. And we saw earlier J.J. Ross, Devondrick Bynum getting injured last week against the Lions. So, yes, some changes recently in that Edmonton secondary. The week before against BC for Edmonton coming off the bye, but that's Niles Morgan, their star middle linebacker, getting some attention now, and he'll have to head off for at least a few plays. That's Joel DeBlanco, the first overall pick in 2024, who's coming out.
Last week, Trevor Harris, he processed information so quickly. I always use that term. It's a term I like to use, is how quickly does he get through his reads? Because defenses are out of position. The sooner the play starts, the defense out of position. The more time you give them to recover to the patterns that are on the field, the less space there is. He was as fast as I've seen him going through his reads and progressions last week.
Not playing like he's 39. Off to the right. That's completed too to Dante Myers. We talked about him. The season that Myers is having, 394 yards receiving, coming in with 4 touchdowns, 7 for 132 last week.
Quick throw inside to Myers. The farther off the corner is, he's going to take this throw on the outside. Try to get that first down yardage. Nice tackle to prevent that extra yard or two to force this field goal.
So a 3rd and 2, not quite enough, but a field goal situation here for Brett Lothar with Joe Couch to put it down at the Edmonton 47. Lothar 14 of 20, longest of 48 this year. Drifting off right, and it is no good. And Javon Lake right at the dead ball line. So they get 1 point on the board instead of 3. As Cody Fajardo back in Saskatchewan.
I tried it. I couldn't find it. Now I just back to me. Oh, baby. Back into the man I used to be.
It was 2019 that the Saskatchewan Roughriders gave the keys to the offense to Cody Fajardo. 3 years the #1 quarterback here. And now, finally, nearly 3 years later, he comes back to Mosaic Stadium. Let's say hello to Britt Dort.
Yeah, finally, as you mentioned it, Rod, because he had 3 chances to play Saskatchewan when he went over to Montreal, but unfortunately, he was injured on all 3 occasions, so it's been a long time coming. Now, he did kind of say maybe that was meant to be. I don't know if I was ready to face Saskatchewan or come back here at the beginning when I first left. This time I come back and I do have a Grey Cup under my belt, so he does have that going for him. Now, he did talk about Saskatchewan, giving them a good nod, saying this organization taught me what it was like to become a professional quarterback. I learned what it was like when the crowd doesn't like you and the fans don't like you, and how to roll with that going forward. And of course, he said this place holds a special place in my heart. My son was born here. Of course, I had a lot of career great moments here. Did he say, though, if he wants to win any more in Mosaic Stadium than anywhere else? He said, absolutely not. I want to win every game. It doesn't matter where.
And yet, Brett, you could sense talking to him how much this game, this chance coming back in Saskatchewan means to him.
And if you look at that board, just said that he led the CFL in passing yardage. It wasn't they had a great defense. He did a lot of great things on the offense to get this team into first place in 19.
Passing now in 2nd and 4, and we've seen this from him. His ability to take off, he does there. He slides, and depending on where they spot it, it looks like this could be enough for an Edmonton first down. It is.
A little bit of pressure from the linebackers. Cody just doesn't like the picture, knows he only needs a couple of yards. Puts the ball down, protects himself, gets down, get the first down.
Saw a lot of that when he was here in Saskatchewan as a Riders starting quarterback, the ability to take off and run when he was healthy. At a shotgun now in the 1st and 10. He's throwing short pass off to the right again. That's the fullback Tanner Green near midfield. At most 5 more yards there. And second down coming up.
Malik Carney only has 2 sacks, but he's second in the Canadian Football League with 25 pressures on the quarterback. A.J. Allen's having a really good year. This year as a starter, second on the team with 39 defensive plays for the former Guelph Griffin. And Marcus Sales leads the CFL in pass knockdowns. This veteran has 1 interception this season.
And the Riders didn't want Fajardo anymore. He ended up signing with Montreal, won a Grey Cup. He was a Grey Cup MVP 2 years ago, and then has since moved on from the Alouettes to Edmonton. Gets the start. 2nd and 5, trying to get away from Malik Carney, but he can't. Picks up a couple more yards, but a 3rd down is coming up. He's at least a couple of yards shy. They're on the Saskatchewan side of midfield. Ball put down around the 52. So Cody Grace is on to punt it away again. He was with Mark Killam in Calgary several years. Killam was the special teams coordinator. And moving over to Edmonton together this year on the 3rd and 2. And McRae is back standing right about the Rider 10 for this. McRae just lets it go. Takes a hop, takes a roll into the end zone. Early hockey score here as the Elks get on the board with a rouge of their own. Back to Trevor Harris. The new number 7 in Saskatchewan after Fajardo left a few years ago. Last week, BC Place, Trevor Harris was sharp right from the get-go, opening drive and connecting with Dante Myers for that touchdown. Harris, 23 at 30 for 395, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Lapo, he's averaging over 400 yards passing over his last couple of games.
A lot of the yardage came on what's called double moves. You see one right there. And a double move is when you start to run a route, when the defense bites up, then you go deep. Why can this football team do that so much? Because how good Trevor is getting first downs. Best in the Canadian Football League at converting. They have many opportunities to run those double moves.
Faking to Ouellette and throwing again. And Robustelli, what a story he's been, especially the breakout game against Calgary a couple of weeks ago here when he had well over 100 yards receiving and his first CFL touchdown.
Talked to Jeremy O'Day about Robustelli and actually saw him at a free agent camp, and it was kind of crazy. They said, hey, you got to go play some regular football before we can sign you. Goes off to Tusculum and has a great career there. Ends up making it to the Canadian Football League, and obviously talked about the big week he had 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that was actually closer to 200, 11 for 191 and a touchdown. There's Ouellette. And trying to fight his way for a first down. Gets it up around the 50. Should be very close. They didn't need much there, just a couple of yards.
Part of the tailback's job is just to have patience to see these holes develop. There is a blitz coming on the inside where there is a free player. You're going to see one of the linebackers ends up being a free player. But as AJ sees that, he just does a jump cut to the left. He just jumps to the left and then gets vertical. It's 2nd and short. It's great balance and lateral. You have to have lateral movement skills as a running back to create first downs.
And he does get that first up around the Rider 51 and a 1-1 tie. Little play fake. Harris on the move. He rolls to the right. He's being chased and just throws it away. So 2nd down coming up. That's Jared Brinkman, one of the ex-Argos, a slew of them coming over from Toronto to join Edmonton this season.
Brinkman getting that push. We'll see him. This is a little bit of a play-action pass. Brinkman's now kind of chasing as Trevor starts to go across. Trevor gets flushed this way, throws the football away. Good pressure. This defensive line has struggled getting sacks this year, Rod. Brinkman's a talented player. Got to give him more opportunities.
It is surprising, Lapo, when you got Serezna coming back. You get Brinkman, Brandon Barlow coming, Robbie Smith, who's now hurt. The pass, Ouellette reaching down and calling that a catch. No, it's been overruled. It is not a catch for A.J. Ouellette, who is trying to sell that, but incomplete.
The ruling on the field is incomplete pass. It's going to be 3rd down.
So punting, Saskatchewan will be.
Now he's covering on the center, and when you see that, you're trying to affect the center, get the one-on-one. A little bit of a twist with the end coming in, and then the nose guard coming around on a twist to help free up free rushers.
Joe Couch to punt it away from the Saskatchewan 36. Javon Leake, the sole returner back for Edmonton. The Aussie Couch. Leake takes it at the 18, finds some room up the left side, and then gets pushed out of bounds. There's Jared Brinkman getting a breather, trying to get some heat on Harris, who got rid of it, but no catch. Ola. First quarter at Mosaic. Eyes are on the prize as teams race to the finish line. Don't miss an all-new The Amazing Race Canada. That is Tuesdays on CTV. Stream next day on Crave. Back at Mosaic Stadium, it is the 1-4 Edmonton Elks against the 5-1 Saskatchewan Roughriders with an opportunity, Lambo, to get back on top alone in the West after Calgary lost to Montreal last night.
And why does Edmonton make this change? There's a lot of things that the Elks have to improve on, not only defensively and offensively. Why did they make the change with Trey Ford? They've got to get more first downs. They don't get enough first downs in the Canadian Football League. Worst in the CFL.
So it's Cody Fajardo and his first deep look down the middle, nearly intercepted by Roland Milligan. That was for Curly Gittins Jr., who wanted a call there with Milligan coming in. A deep shot tried there by Fajardo.
Cody recognizes there's no safety in the middle of the field. What do you do when there's no safety? You take the shot. But Milligan's right there. It's a little bit underthrown. Milligan goes up to make the jump. You would love Curly Gittins Jr. to kind of recognize that and try to jump up and be in that position. But Roland Milligan's right there to recover on the deep ball when there's no safety in the middle of the field.
Nearly had his third peck, and that's 23rd knockdown of his career, too, for Roland Milligan. So stepping up in second down, that is complete. Zach Mathis has it across the 40 as takes a pop there with Tavon Campbell. That's enough for an Edmonton first down.
Zach Mathis is going to take some hits because he's 6'7", Rod. He's a big target, big. Sat down in the zone as Cody scrambled up to find space. There's a nice completion in the middle of the field. You'll see as Cody climbs, he sees Zach there. That's what you want from your receivers. Find the space in the zone so as the quarterback scrambles, you can get to him. Supplemental first-round pick last year.
Second first down for the Elks in this game, and that's a carry there by Javon Leake. Some time on special teams and running back in his second year with the Elks.
And for the Elks to have success, Justin Rankin last week had 3 rushes for 4 yards, a 1.3-yard average. They've got to find a way. I don't care who the quarterback is. You got to get some productivity in the run game to be successful. So that's a good run for them. Put them in second and medium here.
As Leake stays in after that pickup of 4 yards, a second and 6. Up across their 45, throwing again is Fajardo quickly. And right to Leake, tries to extend the ball close to the first down marker, very close, up around the 48. And it's... Let's see where they spot it. If it's not a first down, it is. Ben Major signaling yes, indeed, referee for tonight's game.
He's going to come out and then go back in. You're going to have one run in, and what you're trying to do, this is what's called an angle route. You're going to try to go out and then back in, find that little space. Cody throws it in time to get that first down. Have a good drive, 2 straight first downs. This is what the Elks need.
It's up to the Edmonton 53. Pump fake. Deep look again. Over the middle and open is Mathis. Has his second catch. Fajardo hits that big target for the biggest play for the Edmonton offense in this game. All the way down to the Rider 20, and Mathis is still down.
Once again, there's nobody in the middle of the field. As you see, that space is open. Cody recognizes it, fakes a screen, and then throws it deep to Mathis, a big target. He high points the ball. So a little misdirection here. This is eye distraction by Cody. He's trying to fake the screen and then throw it down to the middle of field. As we said, Zach Mathis is 6'7". Huge target for him to throw it up to. Hopefully he's okay here. Maybe just got the wind knocked out of him making this catch here over Nelson Lacombo.
So you look at Fajardo's number, 6 for 7 for 69 yards, misleading that most were short passes, but that one was 35 yards. His biggest strike as a quarterback for the Edmonton Elks as Mathis is still down. We'll take a break in Friday Night Football in Regina. This being Friday Night Football, pleased to have Luke Wilson join us again. And Luke, to talk about the battle in the trenches being won by the defenses so far.
Yeah, it definitely is, Rod. And when you have a 1-1 game and take out that last big shot, a lot of it you want to pinpoint on the quarterbacks, but there's not much out there for them. If you look at what's happening, it's happening to both teams right now. They're just pressure on the QBs with 4 people. And that means you got 8 dropping. And again, here's Fajardo. You bring 4. There's 8 guys playing zone. What do you want the guy to do? And we get home here, gets flushed. And it's on the other side of the ball. Brinkman's having a day right now. We're coming right after him. We get flushed out of the pocket. What do you want these quarterbacks to do? And here, just a very simple stunt. We don't pick up. There's no time. There's 8 zone droppers. If we want points, we've got to figure out how to block 4 people up front. And I think both teams have a good enough offensive line to do it. There's been a bad miscommunication up front so far.
And Luke, you said at the outlier, just most recently, they finally did hit a big shot. Fajardo to Mathis, who was finally helped off the field. You see him just slowly heading off as they're about to resume play, and a big first down at the 22 of Saskatchewan, the deepest the Elks have gone. Cody Fajardo at quarterback. His running back is Rankin. And Lake, who takes that one and spins and continues, and it's a down for a decent pickup, about 5 yards for Javon Lake.
And some of the offensive ineptitude for the Elks this season is they only have 41 passing first downs this season, Rod. To put that in perspective, the BC Lions first have over 100. So first downs through the air have been really difficult for this crew. One of the reasons that changed to Cody Fajardo, can we get more first downs? Can we get more plays that give us opportunities to take some shots downfield like they just did?
So Leak goes off. It was actually a 3-yard pickup. 2nd and 7. It's Rankin in at running back. The crowd really making it difficult for Fajardo now. Not what he was used to when he wore green and white. Takes a look inside the 10. It is caught. And that's Keon Julian Grant, who was a target back in the days together with the Montreal Alouettes last year. In fact, they connected for a touchdown in the East Final.
The halfback is going to be high, the corner's going to be out here, and the Sam's going to be inside. So what do? Roll it a little bit, guys, and then we'll pause it. Pause it right there. He's going to have to go outside, he's going to go inside, and you hit the little space underneath. That's finding the spot in the zone coverage. That's a veteran quarterback seeing the picture, putting the ball on.
First and goal at the 7. Good drive, Edmonton here. Faking to Rankin. Fajardo can't find a target. Tucked it down. Micah Johnson was putting some heat on him as Fajardo is down. 2nd and goal coming up here for Edmonton.
Micah Johnson, the strength of Micah Johnson is that he can do a bull rush. And what does that mean? He can just take people and bench press them straight back into the quarterback. That's what you see. We just heard Luke talk about the line of scrimmage.
Edmonton had no end on their right side. The penalties declined. It's going to be 2nd down.
We just talked about, watch what he does right here to Mark Cordy. He drives him straight back into the quarterback and forces Cody to start moving his feet, and that's a cardinal sin up front. You got to hold the depth of the pocket.
2nd and goal. Fajardo under pressure again. Running around to the left. Tries to get rid of it. No. Incomplete. He wanted Stephen Dunbar. But Saskatchewan's defense stiffens up. The sack, first that one by Micah Johnson is 2nd, and then they got some heat. Shane Ray in there, and the toss to Dunbar. No good in the end zone.
More of the same. You can see the push right now by Mark Cordy's getting driven back by Micah Johnson. 2 straight plays in a row, and that takes the quarterback off his feet. He can't get in his rhythm. Then he has to scramble, and all the routes break down from there.
And so Vincent Blanchard comes on in his first full season in the CFL. got in a game last year, product of Laval, 8 for 10, longest to 42, much shorter here with Grace to put this one down at the 15. And the Edmonton Elks do get something to show for an impressive drive down the field. Got it to goal to go. They do get the field goal, and they have the 4-1 lead. Quarterbacks looking it over there, Trey Ford and Fajardo, and it's Cole Snyder, the third-string QB, number 14 as well.
This is one of the reasons, obviously, a change. How can we get a spark for our team? How do we get a spark? Now, I'm not going to put all this on Trey Ford. If we did a board of the defensive rankings, it's going to be just as high. I used a highlighter rod on my sheet that has how many times the Elks defense is ninth. I ran out of ink on the highlighter. There's so many. They're last in 9 categories. So this team's got to get better, but a spark at the quarterback position can help a lot of people.
So back on offense are the Riders, and that's Brandon Barlow wrapping up A.J. Ouellette, taking him down, and looks to be the final play of the opening quarter. So Edmonton finishes up quarter one with a field goal. Defenses have been strong, as Luke talked about. But some points on the board for the Edmonton Elks, desperately looking for a victory here in Saskatchewan. Through 4-1. Through one quarter, and the Elks lead a low-scoring game 4-1. But, Lapo, you talked about Edmonton looking for encouragement, being last in so many categories on both sides of the ball. They did get some of that in the first quarter.
Yeah, to start with offensively, a nice not a touchdown drive, but they went down the field, had an explosive pass play to get them in field goal range. And defensively, Trevor Harris only having 29 yards in one quarter. That's a good stat. Usually he gets 29 yards on the first or second drive of the game. So the defense is holding up. They got to have a couple more big stops and help get the ball back to Cody Fajardo and company.
Who must be feeling it, the emotions coming back to a place he used to call home, and now hearing it from the fans. 8 for 10, a lot of short passes early on, but did hit a deeper ball, 35-yarder to Zach Mathis. It's 84 yards passing right now compared to the 29 for Trevor Harris, who's on the field now to start the second quarter. 2nd and 6 after that carry by A.J. Ouellette. So here's Harris over the middle, and is caught as Keyshawn Johnson. And he gets up again and finally gets tackled there by the Elks. But Keyshawn Johnson, their leading receiver in yardage coming into this game.
Over Kobe Williams, breaks it back inside, recognizes the man coverage. Great hands by Keyshawn. See how he gets inside position. That's what you want to do in man coverage. Great hand-eye coordination to make that catch.
Get it across midfield now. It's a 1st and 10. A.J. Ouellette left side. Gets barreling. Niles Morgan comes in, one of the top tacklers each year with the Edmonton Elks. Does a nice job. A couple of tough guys there, and down goes Ouellette after that carry.
If you watch, you're going to get the defensive and jump inside on what's called an outside zone play. What's the tailback do? Keep bouncing it outside. But Big Niles Morgan's there to make the tackle. So you got to get somebody up on that second level linebacker. Niles Morgan runs this down. Good read by AJ. Great positioning, running and make the tackle in space by Morgan.
Gain of 3, 2nd and 7. Trevor Harris quickly knocked at the line of scrimmage and down incomplete. Closest receiver was Del Duncan Busby, but somebody got their hand up with the Edmonton Elks and ruined that play, setting up a 3rd down for Saskatchewan.
Elks trying to do a little bit of confusion up front by doing what you call twists, trying to get the offensive lineman in one-on-one situations. They do, then they get a hand up and knock down. Another good stop by this Elks defense.
Edmonton's defense, big story so far. Joe Couch off left for Javon Leake inside the 10. Stop, start, few more yards. Nick Weave down to cover him, and Malik Straker as well. And special teams shaping into a beautiful night here on the Prairie. Women's European Championship coming to a close. The Euro final will take place Grace on TSN and CTV Sunday noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, with England going up against Spain. Watch it on TSN and CTV. Even Kermit's getting into the spirit. Must be hard here in Saskatchewan putting on red, but Christmas in July. So we do get some of the traditional red. We're also getting a lot of green Santa too. Lapo, too bad DeMarcus Christmas no longer plays for the Riders, as he once did. It's Cody Fajardo handing off. You've been talking about them needing to get that running game going, Lapo. That's Javon Leake there, but it was non-existent 2 weeks ago against BC after a great game the week before against Ottawa.
Taking about 3 carries for 4 yards last week, and yeah, ranking 12 carries, 105 yards versus Ottawa. Saskatchewan defense, particularly A.J. Allen, made a tackle in the hole, make this a second and long yardage play. Javon Leake's another guy. I'd love to get Javon Leake, an explosive player, to build something in the offense to get him some creativity, give him opportunities too.
Well, Leake got a yard. It's a second and long now. Fajardo, crowd picks up. He settles in, and a low pass for Curly Gittins, saying he has it, but the gentlemen in stripes say no. He thinks that should be a catch, but no, it's not, and it's a punting situation coming up here for Edmonton.
Just off on this throw. The protection was good versus with a zone blitz here. Plenty of time. Throw the ball inside. Just got to get up off the ground a little bit. Curly Gittins Jr. had a chance to run with that if it was up and on location.
So a good chance for the Riders to flip this field here with Edmonton punting deep in their zone. Cody Grace does the 3. Ray McRae. Oh, they nearly got to him there. And a flag does come out with the contact of the kicker. Another flag too, likely for no yards on the McRae return. But what will the call be here, and the pressure they got on Cody Grace and Jaden Dalkey coming in to pressure him as he barely got the punt away, and he made contact.
Looks like Dalkey will draw the foul. They had a block on this. They were very close to getting this block, but you can't make any contact with the kicker here, so Dalkey will probably draw this foul.
And Edmonton will keep the football. With another look at Cody Grace.
There are 2 penalties on the play. The first one is contacting the kicker against Saskatchewan number 38. That's a 10-yard penalty. We also have no yards against Edmonton, which is a 15-yard penalty. We're going to go back 5 yards and replay 3rd down.
So a very difficult no yards penalty there. To take that penalty doesn't allow you to keep the opportunity to stay on the field.
Yeah, the end result is they have to punt it away anyway again with the no yards. So back goes the return team for Saskatchewan and Ray McRae, as Grace will now stand inside his end zone. So the Christmas gift they get after that is to be able to punt again further back for Cody Grace. And clearly aiming it off to the left here for McRae. And inside the 40, he takes it. Ray McRae, good return going here. Still going, and a flag comes out in his second game with the Riders, standing in for the injured Mario Alford. It's something there we're used to seeing from Alford, but is it coming back?
McRae comes across. This is a cross-field kick. Comes all the way.
Return holding Saskatchewan number 47. It's a 10-yard penalty. It's going to be 1st down. TV timeout.
So the Riders get flagged, Lapo, negating that good return there by McRae. But Saskatchewan football trailing by 3. Mark Killam, Corey Mace, opposing head coaches tonight, but there was a time when they used to be in the same side as we head back to Brett.
Yeah, and actually, when Corey Mace was a player with the Calgary Stampeders, Mark Killam told us that anytime he was hurt, he'd basically step in as a coach, so it doesn't surprise him that he ended up being a head coach in this league. The two actually did coach together on the Calgary Stampeders. Now, Killam did tell us that they're basically like brothers. They have a great relationship, and in his first game as a head coach this year, Corey Mace texted him and basically said, hey, go out there and do what you were born to do, man. Now, he did say today, I'll probably go up to Corey Mays, give him a hug, and I did notice them chatting before the game, but he said, most importantly, does this shock us, guys? My priority is that I want to win.
Expect nothing less. Thank you, Brent. Here's A.J. Ouellette for Corey Mace's Riders with the ball and putting it out closer to the 50. But yeah, Corey Mace made it clear. I'll talk to him a lot. We talk all the time. We're not talking this week.
The best thing about this league with only 9 teams, everyone gets, all the coaches form great relationships. You end up working with each other and different things. So I know these guys have that long relationship in Calgary, and you know it's hard when you see one of your teammates or one of your friends going through it. You're winning your games and you got a friend that's losing. You want to help, but not this day.
2nd and 3. Harris throwing to the right. He's got him. Let's wide open. First down and more. He stays in bounds. Gets it down to the Edmonton 20. And the biggest offensive play for the Riders in this game. That'll get the crowd fired up.
A corner route to the corner of the end zone. And you cannot be in a position where Kenneth Logan is inside position on the corner route. Trevor sees that right away, throws it at the high angle for that corner route. Kenneth Logan out of position here. Quarterback Trevor Harris going to make you pay.
And Trevor Harris is now 15th all-time, 15th all-time in passing yardage as he adds to his total here. Harris passed both Mike Riley and Dieter Brock, jumping ahead in the all-time list. Just last week saw Bo Levi Mitchell move into the top 10, and there's Harris now into 14, passing Mike Riley and Dieter Brock in this game. Came in just under 80 yards shy of passing them and has 89 right now. What a career for Trevor Harris, as we've talked about, 39 years of age and climbing up the ladder in the top 10 all-time or top passers of all time, getting closer to that top 10, 14 now. Here's Harris, 2nd and 7, throwing again. It is caught and is down just shy of the 10 for Dell Duncan Busby.
One of the strengths of Trevor is what he just did right here. He doesn't wait for the deeper throws. He takes the underneath throws. He trusts that his receivers are going to get the yardage for the first down or get close enough to be in that position. They got enough so they can go to the short yardage quarterback on taking the underneath throws. Trevor makes a decision quickly, and he gets the ball out of his hands, puts them in this short yardage situation.
Well, yeah, Tommy Stevens is coming in, handles the short yardage.
It's a long one, though, Rod. It's 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2. Saskatchewan going for it here.
They could be trying to draw him off here, too.
And they succeed. Jonathan Kongbo, he bites, goes across, makes contact, flags come out. This looks like it'll be against Edmonton.
So this will be a hard count. You may not have even had a play called, and you would have taken a 5-yard penalty here because it's not going to hurt your opportunity to kick the field goal.
Edmonton, number 93. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's a first down.
So good football IQ. You run everybody out. You do a hard count. You inflect and try to get them to jump off. Jonathan Combo doesn't know the situation. 3rd and 2. Everybody on defense should be saying, hey, hold your water, don't jump. I don't think they're going to call a play right there. Great execution by the Riders.
So it's a 1st and goal. Saskatchewan knocking on the door. Harris back in. Ouellette has the ball. Gets it inside the 5. Tries to push a little further. Down to the 4, maybe 3-yard line. As Saskatchewan gets closer, trailing by a field goal, looking for a touchdown.
So a 2nd and goal here at the 2 to 3-yard line. Usually you're going to see here some type of pressure from the Elks. You'll see a max protection here from the Riders. Could be an opportunity here to get 2 consecutive runs also, Rob.
Last week at BC Place, Saskatchewan scored a touchdown early, opening possession. It's taken longer to find the end zone here against the Elks here in the 2nd quarter. Harris at a shotgun. 2nd and goal from the 3. Ouellette stopped. Down just inside the 2, closer to the 1. And we have another 3rd and goal coming up here.
Jake Serezna looks to be, big Jake Serezna looks next appear to stop this run from the inside. Good penetration as he jumps in. You also get a good stop by Kenneth Logan. The DBs jumping in because they're at the goal line. And you want that type of stop so you prevent that short yardage wedge. This is a long way to go for the wedge, so it'll be interesting to see what play they run here.
This will be the biggest test for that Edmonton defense. 3rd and goal. Tommy Stevens back in. Takes the snap right side. No signal. Goal line stand. By the looks of things, still a discussion. And no. A turnover on downs. The biggest test for this Edmonton defense, and they passed it in the biggest way. Big Stevens can't break the plane.
First of all, everyone's onside. That's where it starts. But watch right here. Cordell Jackson gets the penetration to stop the ball carrier. Once he gets that penetration, then everybody else shows up. J.J. Ross gets in on the perimeter. He pulls Tommy Stevens back. You want to get penetration at the goal line. Keep pushing everybody back. Tommy Stevens, not a good, it's a hard guy to stop. Great stop by the defense.
Turnover on downs. Edmonton ball. Fajardo from his end zone. Out for Tyson Middlemost. And the ball comes out after just a yard or so anyway. So still a 2nd and long coming up. So Edmonton's in a tough spot offensively, but they'll take it. They prevented a touchdown.
As the low player, you'll see as a low player, you are the low zone player. So when the ball spills out to the flat, you just have to rally up and make the tackle in space. A strength of Roland Milligan's is tackling people in space.
After a 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9 from the end zone. Deep shot. Down the rail to the left. Dunbar has the football. Stephen Dunbar. That'll flip the field in a hurry. With a deep shot again by Fajardo, completing it to his top receiver, Dunbar.
A team that has struggled with the deep ball gets a deep ball opportunity. Roland Milligan can't get off the hash in time. He's too far inside. Cody recognizes it and high point the ball. That's what you want from your receiver. It's short. I'm going to go up and get it. Take it away at the highest point. Flips the field for the Elks.
All the way up to the Edmonton 43. What a turn of events these last few plays. Defense and offense. Fajardo has time. And he looks off to the right and just chooses to throw that one away by the Rider bench. 2nd and 10 coming up. But things looking a whole lot better for the Elks now after Saskatchewan looked like they'd be in position to score a touchdown.
Cody recognizes Dunbar way out on the sideline. It's a little bit underthrown, but wow, one foot brings it down, steals it away from Milligan. Good push. Now the next play, he throws it away run. One of the things we talked about in our interview, I asked him, what are you better at years from when you first started? He's like, I don't take the shots anymore. If it's not there, I throw it out of bounds, or I'll take the underneath throw.
Look for another play. Here it is, 2nd and 10 at the 43. Pressure coming, and he still escapes it for a while, but no, finally tripped up for a big loss. It is the weak side linebacker, A.J. Allen, finding a starting spot in this Rider defense with a big play to push Edmonton back to their 25.
You have a lot of offensive linemen that are in one-on-one blocks, if you notice here. Everybody's blocking by themselves. Somebody's going to lose out on one of those blocks. You see Micah Johnson get there, and then the cavalry starts to come. The Saskatchewan Roughriders are trying to play more pass rushers, less zone players. It's beaten the Elks offensive line.
So Cody Grace will have to punt. Gray McRae is back for it at the 30, drops it, heads out of bounds. No harm. Rider ball, but no return.
Wanna swim.
Rider football. There's A.J. Allen.
He says, hey, start out special teams player, getting better and better every opportunity. This opportunity this year with injuries gives him the opportunity to start this season. I love seeing those special teamers that earn starting jobs.
Here's Harris on the first down. Oh, into the hands of Johnson, and it was like it was rejected. Knocked right down to the turf. Incomplete second down.
Cody's speed of recognizing things. There's a big window open here. Keyshawn Johnson just is a little late to see this, or he feels that 3 people are coming to make a shot. So you've got to understand, I know people are coming to get you. Make the catch, get down as much as you can. Niles Morgan with a good push to kind of getting the line of vision of Keyshawn.
3:06 till halftime. 4-1 Edmonton. Pressure coming. Harris gets rid of it. It's caught. He goes right back to Keyshawn Johnson and up near a first down, close to the 40. Yeah, 2:58 of the clock. The warning's given. You like the tragically hip, Lapo?
Yeah, I grew up a tragically hip guy.
I love him too. Should listen to him again.
So the party starter starts the party, but he's not going to clean it up?
But who invited him here anyways?
I did.
Kate, you're supposed to plug that up, Kate. It's not even plugged up.
You're not doing anything.
Who gave me this?
Darius, you need to
Thanks a lot, Pickett.
Single 45. Back up.
Panel's in fine form in the studio. Be heading to them now. Very soon, a few minutes away to Kate Burnett. Company there. 2:50 on the clock till halftime. Here at Mosaic, and another catch for Keyshawn Johnson. Big busy little drive now all of a sudden with his Riders trailing by 3 as halftime gets closer.
Quick throw to the outside. Trevor sees the corner lift. I can take this out underneath throw to Keyshawn Johnson. He's one of the reasons why CFL right now completion percentage, league record, 68.6, best in the history of the CFL. We've got 5 quarterbacks with over 70% completion right now.
Harris at 9 for 14. Lapo, Fajardo 10 for 14. Harris again. Oh, a little trip up, some contact there with Cordell Jackson and Keyshawn Johnson. And you see the flags come out for interference on Jackson.
We have accidental pass interference. Edmonton number 13. It's a 10-yard penalty and an automatic first down for Saskatchewan.
Accidental pass interference is when you're going to trip up somebody's legs. The difference of that is it's not going to be a point of foul. It's just going to be a 10-yard penalty. It's still going to give you the opportunity to get the first down. Just a little slip up there. Good recognition by Trevor to take that shot on the outside. It's a safe throw on the outside. Jackson draws the foul. Just getting tripped up. He's got to get out of his back pedal a little bit sooner so he can keep pushing. I like what Keyshawn does, trying to attack, keep him inside, and then break across his face. Just can't get tripped up there.
That's Jared Brinkman, their defensive tackle, heading off to the Elks sideline. Defense still on the field. Automatic first down in the penalty. Up to the Elks 45 now. Thinking of at least a field goal before halftime, but lots of time, 2.5 minutes quickly. And coming in is Robustelli. He's got the catch. He gets it down to the 40 on that first down play for Joe Robustelli.
J.J. Ross with a very nice tackle on the screen pass. As you go to try to get your receivers out to block the lineman out, he comes behind it to make that tackle. Western Illinois football player.
And stepping in for Devondrick Bynum, who was injured 2 weeks ago in their last game against the BC Lions, suffered a chest injury. He's on the 6 games. So Ross making his debut. Edmonton 40, 2nd and 5. Saskatchewan Roughriders. Quickly again. And deeper 2 to the left. And down to the 10-yard line. We got a flag coming out again. Looking for Robustelli. Kobe Williams is involved in the coverage there for Edmonton. And Mark Killam, reflections of a head coach who knows the penalties against them.
Defensive pass interference, Edmonton number 0. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. It's going to be first down for Saskatchewan.
So 2 PIs, one accidental, then this one by Williams. And by penalties alone, the Riders are really on the move, getting it down to the 15 of Edmonton with just under 2 minutes to go.
Kobe Williams have a better understanding where that receiver is. That's not even going to be close to a completion. He's got to have it. He can't run straight in and make contact with the receiver. He's going to draw the penalty every time. Just got better awareness where his receiver is as he's downfield.
Here comes Saskatchewan again. And that one to Emilus. 10, 5. Touchdown. Just got to the pylon. Makes that little puff pass inside on the sweep and gets around and all the way in. 15-yard touchdown. And the first time a team has found the end zone in this Friday night.
This is the picture the defense gets, but then you're going to have a receiver going the other way. And you toss the ball to him, a little chest pass, and now you circle the defense. All the defenders in the box don't matter. You just make your 2 blocks on the perimeter. Emilus does the rest with the effort to get in. But Robustelli helps get this with the great blocking on the perimeter. Execution on the wrong way run by Sam Emilus.
For his second touchdown of the season, Samuel Emilus, who missed 3 games this season with a foot injury, the point after by Lawther, but twice he's been a 1,000-yard receiver with the Saskatchewan Roughriders. And it's the end zone again there, and an 8-4 lead now by Saskatchewan.
Sam Emilus, you know the coolest thing for both Trevor and Sam Emilus? That's a passing touchdown. We go, what do you mean? What do you mean? Yeah, that little flip, that's a forward pass. So Emilus gets a touchdown. It's not a rush. It's a touchdown on the front chest pass.
That goes down as another touchdown pass for Trevor Harris, who now has 10 on the season. Mentioned earlier, Harris had already moved by Michael Riley and Dieter Brock and into 14th all-time in passing yardage in the CFL.
And as this offense continues to get first downs, more offense starts to show up. You see a wrong way run. You see a couple explosive pass plays. Trevor's so dangerous because he's going to create first downs. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes, so you're going to have to go against a lot of offensive football because they get so many first downs. As a defense, you've got to handle a lot of different things on first down.
7 plays, 81 yards, and yes, 15-yard reception for a touchdown by Emilus. It's Arkell Smith. On the return, he had something going, and he really gets ridden out of bounds there by DeMarcus Field. But more on Emilus now. Let's go back to Luke.
You know, before the game, we talked about the wide receivers being the unsung hero of this offense. And right now, it's been a bit of a struggle for Saskatchewan. And Emilus has stepped up. This guy's made plays. And they've been really, really tough plays. You start here earlier in the game. If you watch this, he's just going to wrap around here. It's a tight window throw. It's a tight catch. And he takes a big hit. These things take a toll. Okay? It's a big first down conversion. Now here it's man coverage. You watch, he steps in, gets a defender move inside. He can win against zone. He can win against man. It's a big play. And we just saw this. But what I love here, wait till he gets hit. At the 5-yard line, he still finds a way to get in. That's toughness. That's grit. This team is built on it. And tonight, right now, this first half, it's been Emilus. It's been showing the boys how to get it done.
Yeah, Luke, out of Montreal, 4th year out of Louisiana Tech, where he went to college and really found a home here in Saskatchewan.
Spent some time in University of Massachusetts also, was very good in the draft process. I was watching film last week, Rod, and I kept going, Sam Emilus looks faster than last year. Like he was running down the seams. It's a great draft pick by Jeremy O'Day and the Saskatchewan Roughriders organization.
The Elks were penalized on the return, so they're pushed back to the 25 to start. Time ticking down here till halftime. Arkell Smith, who had the return, is also the receiver there, up close to the 30. And a second down coming up, 1:38 to go till halftime.
Hardest part about this Saskatchewan defense, they don't give you a lot of opportunities in man coverage. They're going to sit in zone all game. They're going to give you all the yardage you want. They give up some of the most yards in the CFL, but sooner or later, offenses defeat themselves. That's what they're relying on.
Fajardo and the Elks trying to get a loose close enough for a field goal. That gets knocked away, though, and that's 2nd and 4. At the line of scrimmage, C.J. Rivas coming in. Gets the hands up, and that'll be it for Edmonton and Fajardo on this possession. As looks like he's favoring his right leg.
As C.J. Rivas blitzes off this edge, you sometimes have to throw through him as a quarterback. Gets his hand up to make this knockdown.
The Saskatchewan player pushed the Edmonton player into the quarterback. Therefore, there's no flag. It's an incomplete pass. It's third down.
You see Fajardo getting hit and then holding his right knee. But Kurt Ben Major, being the defender for the Riders, being pushed into Fajardo there.
Good stop. And this is situational football right here. You got 1:20 left in the game. You force Edmonton punt. You get another opportunity now for Trevor Harris to go down and at least get 3 points or possibly a touchdown. There's plenty of time left to get more points. You always want to get points right before the half. Then you want to take the ball in the third quarter and get points and bury the team.
And again, that is Ray McCray. First year at a Texas Tech, his second CFL game. He's the returner back there for the Cody Grace punt. From his 20, off to the left for Grace. Coming in, that left hash, and oh, what a hit he took. Greeting him there and taking him down is Kenny Logan Jr. on the special teams tackle. Logan, quite a story on teams. He just joined the Elks. He's their leader in special teams tackles.
Logan running down there, but watch McCray here. As a young returner, running, getting underneath this. This is what you want to do. Get underneath that kick. It's a little short. Go up, run up, try to get a 15-yard penalty. If you don't, no yard, but at least he gets positive yardage. The ball's not on the ground. Doesn't bounce all over the place. I like watching Drake McKay, what he's been doing in return game. Cross-field kick he handled well. Sometimes hard for these young returners, Rod, to come up and start playing. He had a nice, in preseason game, I believe in Winnipeg, he had a 51-yard punt return. He had a nice, those are the kind of plays you make that say, hey, stick around, be our practice squad guy. And then this guy, Kenneth Logan, getting this opportunity.
That's his 8th special teams tackle. He's only had a couple of games here with the Elks.
Yeah, and I remember he was, they talked about him at Kansas, was a really good, talented football player as a safety. Second team all Big 12 for a couple years. Drawn the start in. We talked at the top of the show. Metier is out of the game. They get this opportunity to get Kenneth Logan in the game.
And it's Michael Broderick, another special teamer, who's the one that's down on that punt cover. As he is helped up now and to head off. Late in the first half, 1:12 to go. 8-4 the score. The Riders just finally found the end zone just a moment ago to take the lead, their first lead of this ball game. Defensive, low scoring to be sure. Edmonton's been hanging in there, but it's the Riders and Trevor Harris now with the initiative. That last possession they had, penalties, a couple of PI calls that worked them right down the field. Did you see his numbers?
And the penalty on the field goal, on the fake wedge on 3rd and 2, that was a crucial penalty, kept the drive alive.
They were denied at the goal line earlier this quarter. Back to A.J. Ouellette. Niles Morgan coming in for another one for his tackle total. See, it's another one on Big 45. Halftime coming up. Right back to the studio for Kate and Enoch and Chez and Milton. Thoughts and other things. And then, are you back in studio this weekend?
Tomorrow night I'll be back in studio.
Right back in for the Bombers and the Argos, and then for game in Vancouver to close out the week. The Ticats up against the Lions Sunday night. UC Flags. Here is Harris. And high pointing that. Coming down with it is Johnson. Jackson was right there with him. Across midfield, down inside the Edmonton 50. So very quickly, still lots of time. 49 seconds to get into position to get more points.
Throw the ball out to the sideline, let Keyshawn adjust to it. Ball's a little bit behind, so that's what you want, a receiver who can find the ball anywhere and make the play.
Harris quickly to the right again, caught by Johnson again. Joel DuBlanco in his second year, getting in there at linebacker for the Elks, makes the tackle. And a second down coming up, 39 seconds to go.
You get a long field goal right here. You're at a 50-yard field goal. It's a crucial down. They got to get some yardage to help this field goal, as well as continue to get downfield.
Harris, deeper, took the shot. Good coverage there by Jalen Garnes, the cover linebacker there for the Elks, to take a catch away. And now, third down coming up. Brett Lother, who missed one from 47 earlier in this game, will
got to have a long arm as a defensive back. You got to put your foot in the ground and you run underneath, and when the ball gets there, you go ahead and get that knockdown. That's what you're trying to do. Make sure you can make those plays. Excellent job.
Miss from 47. He's hit them well above that in his career. This one a 51-yard try. Career high is 57. Drifting off to the right, but it is still good inside that right upright for Brett Lawther. 51-yarder to make amends for the miss earlier and put 3 more on the board for Saskatchewan late in this first half.
Excellent execution right before the half, making sure they get points. Good stuff by your defense. Get your offense on. Get a couple of field goals. Get your kicker in range. Let your kicker hit a long field goal. They're going to get the ball, but well, they decide whether they deferred so they can get the ball at the next start of the second half. Make it a 10-point swing if they go down and get a touchdown. That's what their goal is going to be.
22 seconds on the clock until halftime. Edmonton had a slim lead earlier. Now there's 4 points on the board, and they are down. Fajardo connects there with Giddens as a rider D just backs off. 16 seconds to go.
Going to need at least 10 yards, at least 10 to 15 yards here to get in a position for a field goal.
For Vincent Fletcher. Fajardo again. Almost has lots of space ahead. Again with the flag coming down and with the riders backing up, but yielding some ground as they work it closer to midfield. See what this flag's about. And it's a hold coming back. This is what the Elks need late in the half as it goes against them.
Edmonton number 62, 10-yard penalty. Will replay first down.
With the left tackle Martez Ivy, so 4 seconds. There's Blanchard, but doesn't look like he's going to get a shot.
These longer pass plays are going to draw more holding penalties. Riders did it. All they're trying to do is stay deep, rally up, make the tackle.
Edmonton Elks come into this game at 1-4. Saskatchewan comes in at 5-1. The half is about to come to an end. Another one, the middlemost, to put the zeros on the clock, just bumped out of bounds by Sales. And the first half is in the books. And the Saskatchewan Roughriders, down for a while, end up going to the dressing room with a full touchdown lead, a 7-point edge over Edmonton.
Elks only given up 29 yards rushing. They got to be positive with that. 158 yards. Trevor has not had too many one explosive football play. They got to like what they're doing defensively. Offensively, they've had a couple explosives. They got to get a little bit more rhythm. They got to get their run game going. Cody Fajardo, he's got to get Justin Rankin going a little bit. But this is a good on the road. Right, 11-4. It's a good start.
Most significant offensive play, Samuel Emelis. We had a 15-yard catch and run for a touchdown. Standing by now with Brett.
Sam, a pretty low-scoring ball game so far. What's it going to take to break this one open in the second half?
We just got to stay at it. You know, it's a good team. Their record don't show it, but it's a good team. So we just got to keep doing our game plan. We're going to be fine.
You had to be patient, but you did eventually find the back of the end zone to score the only major so far in this game. Walk us through the play.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, I don't want to put Tommy in here. Let me get my touchdown.
All right, thanks so much, Sam. We'll send things off to Kate in the panel. As simple as that. Didn't want to hand it off to Tommy Stevens.
Oh, you got to love the honesty there, Britt, that's for sure. And he gets the touchdown, and now Saskatchewan's... Sorry?
Well, someone's needed Tommy.
Yeah.
Anytime touchdown, I needed Tommy.
Oh, you? I was like, why do you need Tommy?
Well, you didn't do it when you got on the field.
You should let Sam know that.
Talk to him.
Okay, good. Enoch Mwamba, Davis Sanchez, who we've already met, and of course, Milt Stiegel, and we've got ourselves a 7-point ball game here. And you know what, Sam Emelis, I mean, what a great first half for him. He ends up with 78 yards. He's got the 1 touchdown. And their offense, I mean, it hasn't been explosive, but got to give a lot of credit to Edmonton's defense. And you know what? Paul LaPolice just said there, too. If you're Edmonton going into the locker room right now and you've rolled into Saskatchewan when you're down by 7. Overall, I think you actually have to be pretty happy with this one. And Cody Fajardo, this is his first start for Edmonton. He has not played football like this in a very long time, and a very solid, consistent first half overall, Milts.
Like you say, solid, consistent, efficient first half. And that's what they expect out of Cody Fajardo. He's been doing his entire career, and he did it in his first half. You know, he was spreading the ball around, like I say, efficient, 13 for 18. We know, no, he's not Trey Ford, not many humans are, but he can still be mobile and move around, and he's making some big plays. That's what's been lacking in this offense somewhat. They're third to last as far as explosive plays, but we saw some in his first half. And this play right here, this was the most important play in this first half. It was like 2nd and 8. He allowed Dunbar, that big receiver, to go up and catch the ball, keeping his team on the field and not allowing Saskatchewan to have great field position to possibly score a touchdown. So the one thing that he hasn't done is they got to put some more points on the board. I don't care how well you're playing. If you're not scoring points, scoring touchdowns, you're not going to beat this team. So good first half. Only thing he has to do, as I mentioned, that he didn't do in the first half, put some points on the board.
Well, it's been the story all day since we've been talking about Cody Fajardo. What is he going to do? It's going to be interesting at the end of the game if they don't pull off the victory. It doesn't matter if he plays good. There's going to be a lot of conversations about who's going to play next. But to talk about this defense, we talked a lot about the quarterback's position, but look at Brinkman. Brinkman is the guy that's known for stopping the run. He had a couple of 2 or 3 plays where he was getting Trevor Harris out of the pocket and forcing him into bad throws. And you talk about this defense stepping up. We talk so much about the quarterback position, and where's this defense have been? Where have they paid so much? They put so much money on that defensive line. Well, it's paying off right here, right now. At once in Saskatchewan, they need to continue to play this way to continue to give Cody Fajardo a chance to win tonight.
Edmonton's defense, and coming out of the bye, you know, you take that time in the bye for as reflection and what you want to do. And if you look at this Edmonton defense and what they've given up, they've really been giving up high completion percentage numbers. Teams, I mean, over the last 5 weeks, they only play man coverage 11% of the time. We're talking Edmonton defense. Week 6, week 5, week 4, completion percentages 86, 72, 83. Here, I thought they'd come out today and play more man coverage, and they did. Right here, you saw the motion from Emulus right there. So that was Duncan Bugsy with a motion first. Logan motioned with him, and when he motioned with them, they knew he had man coverage. They got the matchup they wanted, and they got to Sam Emulus. You saw the play there, making the play on the ball. But when you have quarterbacks in 3 weeks in a row, Rourke 86%, Drew Brown was 72, and Zach was 83. The completion percentage is way too high. They have to come out. I know teams in the CFL this year, everybody wants to play zone. Nobody wants to get balls over their head. Teams can't cover man-to-man, or at least are struggling, everyone wants to play zone. They had to come out and play a little more man. I expect some more in the second half. They got to come out and compete and find a way to win.
It's almost like a chess match. Going back and forth, and you're right. You expect me in Saskatchewan to come out, a low-scoring game, as Brett said, but Sask coming out, maybe scoring a few more points. And Edmonton, Cody obviously now got those jitters out of there and controlling his emotions. Speaking of emotions, we don't hold back emotions when we do a segment called
Straight Fire!
Coming up after the break.
I like that boom, boom, proud. Them chickens jogging my style. They try to copy my swagger. I'm on that next now. I'm so 3008. You so 2000 late. I got that boom, boom, boom. That future boom, boom, boom. Let me get it now.
That boom, boom, boom. That boom, boom, boom.
I'm all for the addition of the tragically hit to this broadcast, by the way. Taking a look at the rest of the Week 8 schedule. Saturday, the Toronto Argonauts welcome the Winnipeg Blue Bombers to town. You can see that 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. And then it all wraps up on Sunday in beautiful Vancouver. The Tiger Cats visiting the BC Lions. Well, you can see the graphic behind us, so you know what that means. It is time for another edition of one of our favorite segments we like to call Straight Fire. Kicking things off.
Let's go for East Coast at the St. FX University for the Canada Cup. Team Ontario silver medalist. Oh my goodness. Liam Messon Barton with the table banger. Woo! Is that Beverett or Liam? My goodness. That is Straight Fire!
Team Quebec running back It is Yannis Kojo hitting the outside. He goes over the top of Alberta's defender. What a play. But you know what, gentlemen? That's not enough because he runs into the outside again.
One more time.
And he hurdles another defender. Guess what? If you hurdle twice in a game, guess what? That's an automatic entry to straight fire.
Straight fire. Oh, this is my guy right here, Keaton Belcher. Watch this back shoulder. He made a back shoulder. Keaton Belcher, he played on my team in the CFL game. He's a baller. Once again, making plays, double coverage. Keaton Belcher goes up, get off me. Let me cradle that thing, bring it in, stay on my feet. Keaton, always been straight fire.
Look at my man, Mad Max Jagir, with maybe the U10 catch of the year. Mad Max, a flight school flag football. Look at him. His hair is fresh. Look at him. Nice, cool, and collective. And you know what, Mad Max? That catch was straight fire.
Forget, if you have your own straight fire highlights, we now have our own, we have our email finally. We don't have to send it right to our producer, Jamie Rydell.
There we go.
It is straightfire@bellmedia.ca. We love the segment. Please submit all of your highlights. But you know what? That catch might have been the best one I've seen.
Kate, you weren't saying that before.
I absolutely was.
That catch was amazing.
See it, my man?
Mad Max. I hate no Mad Max.
Mad Max balling.
They've been calling it Christmas in July here at Mosaic Stadium. Well, at the half so far, a green and white Christmas so far. Edmonton's defense has held strong, but the team is down by 7. Here is Britt Dort now with Niles Morgan.
Niles, your defense had some major stops in that first half, only down by 7. What was your biggest message?
Biggest message is show everybody what we're made of, you know. It's not about what happened before, it's about right now. And guys are flying around having fun and showing that we're the better team.
Well, I know before the bye week, you talked to your team about taking it as a major reset. How do you evaluate what this group has done as a whole so far?
So far, I think everybody's locking in, dialing into their job and their assignment. We had a few busts here and there. But overall, the morale is where it needs to be, and guys are flying that football.
Thanks so much, Niles.
Thank you.
Yeah, Lapo, after the goal line stand, I mean, Edmonton, they had the lead, albeit only by 3 points. But Saskatchewan got the late touchdown, added another field goal, and now up by 7.
One of the things I'm sure they had to make sure that the Saskatchewan Roughriders lead the CFL in explosive plays. They've also prevented explosive plays, Rob. Won all game.
Well, off the kickoff, the Riders get the ball to start the second half. It is Dante Myers on the return. And Kobe Williams steers him out of bounds for Trevor Harris to come back on 13-19, 158 in the touchdown pass.
If you remember last week, deep throws all game against the BC Lions. Here, the Elks defense is keep making sure everything's in front of them. They can make their plays. They gave up the 141-yard play. They've also stopped the run. Right there you see that. A.J. Ouellette, 8 carries, 28 yards. So I think this Elks defense is standing up. You talked about the goal line stop, the turnover on downs at the 1-yard line. Trevor Harris, you just got to keep showing him different pictures, try to get some more pressure on him to slow him down.
And what hurt the Elks more than anything, penalties on that touchdown drive, and a couple of them that helped them work down the field quickly. There's an injured player on the field. It is Saskatchewan's Aubrey Miller Jr., who started his career with the Edmonton Elks before coming over here to Regina, so that slows down the start of the second half. What happened on the kick return to Aubrey Miller.
You can see him get kind of rolled up on right as they're trying to get that return. You can see him get rolled up on right there. I think for the Elks, one of the areas they had to make sure is Mark Killam really talked all week about, hey, we got to make sure the players don't listen to the noise outside the building. My biggest job is to protect the players in the room, make sure they're not hearing all the things that people are talking about, what they are. Make sure the players are focused on working together, getting better each day, and preparing for a win this week. And I thought that was a very good message he gave this week.
Well, the tough part for Mark Killam, Lapo, I mean, this is his first year in Edmonton, and yet the organization is somewhat burdened by the past and slow starts that they had when Killam wasn't there. And so it's somewhat magnified, I would think, when they get off to a 1-4 start, considering the other years.
And he's also trying to make sure the players don't fall down. His message was that those players weren't here. Those players weren't here for 2 years ago. This is a whole new team. It's a whole new unit. I love he has a player each day get up and talk about what they care about playing the game of football. So he's really trying to build a culture. And they love the work ethic out of their team. They love how they're preparing for each week. They just got to put it all together.
And so the defense that has acquitted itself nicely in the first half, up to the task again here as Harris is throwing. A receiver is down. That's Robustelli, the intended receiver. And Cordell Jackson goes by, and this time no flags out. A second down coming up.
They got what they want. They got man coverage with an inside player playing on the corner route. But sometimes he's got to widen his base a little bit. Sometimes if you bring your feet too close together, you're going to fall out of that and fall down. That could have been a huge explosive play right off the start.
The dreaded turf monster there on Robustelli. And it's a second down now for Harris. 11-4. They start the second half with that touchdown lead. Four-man rush off to the right. And Ouellette just could not get away. Had to try to turn it up. And it's Nick Anderson, their tackles leader, with a good one in the open field there to prevent Ouellette from getting any further.
I believe that tackle put him over 150 for the season. A.J. Ouellette's the underneath. As he releases, everybody goes high. He's got to make that tackle. That's a very difficult thing to do for a linebacker. There's so much space. You have talented tailbacks. Nick Anderson stood up to the wide side of the field to make that play.
The CFL's Rookie of the Year in 2024, Nick Anderson. Joe Couch to punt it away. So the Edmonton D gets that 2 and out. See what the offense can do with that. And they'll be set up nicely. Javon Lee. He takes it on the fly, and he gets it up to midfield. So for Cody Fajardo, a great place to start in the second half. First half, Lapo 13 of 18 for 148 yards. A lot of short passes, but did make some deep strikes.
Took the underneath throws when they're there. Had 2 opportunities to take. You see here, Zach Mathis on the big play. Used his legs to get some drives going. Hit Stephen Dunbar down the sideline. You can see here where they needed a couple more explosive plays. They need to be able to flip the field. That's what they're getting from Cody Fajardo tonight. 13-18 here, 150 yards. No, I've not seen a really bad decision by him, so he's checking down when he gets the opportunities. He's taking his shots when they get their opportunities too.
And for the second straight special teams play, there's an injured rider on the field. First it was Aubrey Miller, and
I believe this is where it happens.
Late Corte Moore.
You see as Corte Moore is going down. Just kind of lose. It's another turf monster, Rod, as you like to say.
And still down, and not from contact. Late Corte Moore getting attention. We'll be back in a moment. You can catch all the action from August 7th to 24th. That'll be on TSN and TSN Plus. More golf action on the Sports Network. More CFL action tonight. It's Bill Country. Luke Wilson was there earlier, and surprised we got him out of there. Popular spot here. Mosaic Stadium. Toss inside to Curly Gittens Jr. on the first down by the Edmonton Elks, and a good pickup inside the Rider 50. Great place to start at the Rider 53-yard line for this Edmonton possession.
Certain yards are more important than other yards. This is a huge first down because they got the field position they wanted. They get 1 first down and they've got 3 points. So they've got to be able, right now you're still a little bit, it's going to be a real long field goal. Make sure sure you get these next 3 to 4 yards to put yourself in a position where you lock down 3 points and you can go for the touchdown.
Gain of 6 for Curly Gittens. 2nd and 4 for Cody Fajardo. Faking the handoff, and he can't get it away. Malik Carney comes in. No time at all for Fajardo off that play-action fake. Not a chance. And the 3rd sack of the season. The sack leader now for the Saskatchewan Roughriders, Malik Carney.
The defensive end is going to come upfield, and when you see him, that's going to freeze Cody. And the worst thing he could do right here is try to guess this. He's got to hand this football off if he's not sure, because this takes them out of field goal range, just what we were just talking about. You need it. You hand that football off, you can at least get yourself in a position. Worst thing you can do is take a sack right there. Malik Carney with the athleticism on the outside from the defensive end position.
Celebrating there along with Micah Johnson, Cody Grace to punt it away. More pressure coming in. Jackson Ford got close. Down deep in the Rider zone. And the ball was coming out on the return. Had the Elks been the last to touch it, could have got the possession, but it is Saskatchewan football. Yes, indeed. Still a first down. They'll take a look at that again, but that was a scary one for Dre McRae on that punt return.
And really good kick. Putting the ball inside, forcing them to make difficult to go find this ball. You want your punters to put the ball in close to the sideline so your cover guys don't have to get a lot of returns. You see Johnson right there. Backs up the Riders.
So if nothing else, the return by, that's Leonard Johnson in there on the coverage, but the return by Lee.
You know it's not touch.
We got a challenge coming up here now. Mark Killam thinking they were the last to touch the ball. So if it was an Elk that touched it last, Leonard Johnson, you see.
Edmonton is challenging the ruling on the last play. They believe they touched the football last, which would make it their ball. The play will be reviewed.
So we'll see a bunch of looks here. The ball's no possession right here. It's a loose ball.
That was Leonard Johnson coming in. Was he the last one to touch it? Can't tell from that.
It's hard to tell from this angle. And again, it's going to have to be clear and obvious.
And that could be Mark Killam's problem with this challenge, because you do have to have something definitive to overturn the call, which was Saskatchewan football.
Johnson there looked like he could have touched his shoulder at that spot. But is that going to be defined as clear and obvious? We see one more angle at this. I don't know if they're going to say that's clear and obvious.
Dre McRae and getting his left hand on it there as it goes by.
Looks like the shoulder of Johnson's last to touch it. But I don't know if that's going to be enough for clear and obvious switches.
You know, he touched it, and I guess the question, did it graze Johnson? But again, you need evidence of that happening. So the replay center giving it a look. Still Rider football, or will they overturn?
Upon further review, the ruling on the field stands. Edmonton loses their challenge and the one-team timeout. It's first down for Saskatchewan.
So the challenge fails. It's still Rider ball, but I guess if nothing else, the Elks can take solace that they've got Saskatchewan deep in their own zone to start this drive after 9. 1st and 10. A.J. Ouellette left side, cuts it back up, puts his head down. Joel DeBlanco, one of the Elks, to meet him there as he gets it up close to the Rider 15.
DeBlanco, really good tackle on this. Once again, Riders starting to establish the run. The Elks are saying, no, we'll give you a couple-yard game. We'll give you 4 or 5 yards. We're not giving you any explosive runs. We're going to keep making you execute on 2nd and medium.
In his 2nd year out of Cincinnati, as mentioned, he was taken 1st overall in the 2024 CFL draft. In that Elks defense. 2nd and 4, big 2nd down, deeper, long, gets caught. Emelis again, up at the Rider 50. That gets him out of a hole. The guy with the 1 touchdown in this game has a
want to force a switch and run away from man coverage. This is what's going to happen. You're going to have two little hitches, and you're going to have man coverage. And what do I mean by force a switch? The inside players covering an outside breaking route. You can see it right there. Perfect location on the perimeter. Big throw on the corner route. Something Trevor Harris has done his whole career, throw these corner routes.
First down, throwing again. Short one underneath, checks it down to Albert Awashi. The fullback who gets it up near midfield. A rare touch for the product of the University of Toronto for Saskatchewan.
So he's got inside position on an outside breaking route. You're not going to be able to make that play. Recognizing they've got man coverage. They're really working on Jalen Garnes. This is the second time they've run this concept against Jalen Garnes. Mark Mueller, really good execution. Great read by Trevor. And what I love about Trevor, the very next play after the explosive play, what's he do? He checks it down to the fullback to get them in second and short.
And a pickup of 6 for Albert Awashi. Second down, 4 to go. Harris running out of time, but he gets rid of it, and it is complete. Flag coming out. Dante Myers still on his feet. Myers working it all the way down to the Edmonton 20, but what is the penalty coming up? Against Edmonton.
Major foul, roughing the passer. Edmonton number 45. We'll go 15 yards from the other play. It's going to be first down.
I want to show you this. Trevor's looking to his left, but watch his head on this play. This is the strength of Trevor. Left, doesn't like it. Flips, right, doesn't like it. All the way to the right. So he gets all the way across the field in his reads, and he does it while the Elks are pressuring. That's what you want from your quarterback. How quickly can he get through his reads and throw the ball accurately on the outside?
Ends up being a big reception there for Dante Myers. His second one for 35 in this game after a big one in BC. The sweep, Keyshawn Johnson inside the 10. On that first down play, as Saskatchewan gets closer, Dublanco in the mix again.
The Elks defense is running to the football. There's a lot of these perimeter runs that the Riders are trying to do. DeBlanco and company, they are creating a new sideline. They are running to the sideline, forcing it back into their teammates. It's hard to run with a defense that really runs to the football. Really good start for this defense the second half.
J.C. Sherritt, the defensive coordinator for the Edmonton Elks. It's down to the Edmonton 8. It is a second and goal. Here we go again for the Roughriders. Trying to find the end zone again. Trevor Harris takes a long touchdown. Touchdown Riders. Keyshawn Johnson.
And blitz. If you can get the ball out of your hands, your defensive backs are going to be in a difficult position to be able to cover. Cordell Jackson inside position because of the blitz. It's going to put Keyshawn Johnson great opportunity for the just throw the ball to the sideline.
Leading receiver for the Riders, got a lot more involved in the offense in the second quarter, has his second touchdown of the season, and now 7 catches for 68 yards. And a trip to the end zone for Johnson. And the point after for Lawther. And what was once a very close margin with the Elks leading, sees the Riders opening it up again. Another TD there. This time, Keyshawn Johnson gets it on Christmas in July in Saskatchewan. 18-4, the Riders lead it.
So hard. Quarterback has to process a lot of things versus blitz. 7 people standing at the line of scrimmage means there's nobody in the middle of the field. That's going to force that defender to play inside leverage. All the quarterback has to do is, does that corner run down? Yep. Then I'm going to throw the ball out to the sideline, and I know Cordell Jackson can't make the play because he's inside position, protecting the inside versus blitz. Trevor Harris on point tonight, seeing the pictures.
6 plays, 101 yards in about 3.5 minutes. And the Saskatchewan Roughriders are taking charge, up by 14. A little reverse there in the toss. to 6-1. For over 20 years, along with the CFL and its member clubs, the Purolator Tackle Hunger Program has delivered over 25 million pounds of food to families in need. Go to PurolatorTackleHunger.ca to make a donation, as many have so far this season. Got 3 more dates to tell you about in Winnipeg, August 1st. That's coming up. 3 weeks later in Calgary, and then in Hamilton. Labor Day Monday, September the 1st. Getting loud again here at Mosaic. The Elks with the football and nowhere to go is Justin Rankin. Second straight game where they just have not been able to get him going after he went a few weeks before, 3 weeks ago, went over 100. But good rush defense there by Shane Ray and the Riders.
The Riders are doing their best to create second and long situations. They blitzed on that last play. They had a run blitz on, 2 extra defenders at the point of attack. Going to force second and long for Cody.
Here's Fajardo on that second and long. Open receiver 2 right at the sideline, and a first down. Curly Gittins Jr. has it.
Cody recognizes the one-on-one on the outside to Curly Gittins Jr. to give him a waggle so he can go. Too much depth on the outside in some of these zone coverages. DeMarcus Fields is going to be the high player. He's going to be the high zone player. They don't want to give up a seam pass. You just got to make sure you can locate that ball on the sideline. Good vision by Cody.
The Mosaic faithful used to cheer for Cody Fajardo. Trying to make it hard for him now. 1st and 10 from the Edmonton 36. Dumping it off. Justin Rankin, another good open field tackle by a Saskatchewan Roughrider defender to take him down. And it's second and long again. It is Marcus Sales in on the tackle.
Sales the low player in the zone. When you're in a lot of zones, you can see what's happening as Cody tries to get this check down, likes to throw these check down. Marcus Sales already seen it, saw it developing, comes up, makes the stop.
And
frustrations mount.
Yeah, the loss of 4. Sales coming in, forcing that loss on that pass to Rankin. Second and 14. 4 coming, getting him again. It's Carney again. Another sack from Malik Carney, his second of this game. And Edmonton's going backwards. The Elks are going to have to punt.
Brett Boyko struggling on the outside against Malik Carney and against the speed rush on the outside. The rushers are going to go. They're going to go with speed because they know Cody's got to have a deeper drop to complete these deeper passes. Plays right into Malik Carney's hands. He can't climb the pocket. Carney gets not only the pressure and the sack.
Leads the way for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Malik Carney, 2 sacks on the night, 4 on the season in his second year with the Riders. Off the punt by Cody Grace. Grant McCrae, ball comes out, but there will be a flag for no yards. Edmonton football, I would assume a no yards. That is Edmonton ball, but let's sort out the flag first. This could be going right back to Saskatchewan.
It looked like Leonard Johnson that...
we have no yards. Edmonton number 32. The 15-yard penalty is going to be first down for Saskatchewan. TV timeout.
Turning into that kind of night for Mark Killam, where McCrae had difficulty handling the ball, but no yards called. After this, more pressure by that Rider D. Let's go back to Luke Wilson on the sideline, talk more about what's gone wrong for that Edmonton offense, Luke.
You know, Rod, they've had a lot of issues up front today. I actually got to tip my cap to Cody Fajardo because he's playing as well as he can. He just hasn't any help. They're averaging 2 yards per carry, and they can't really protect the guy. And you go back to the red zone. It's been tough to get down here, and you look, you get bullied right into his lap. There's not much you can do here if your first read's on open. Very next play, again, you get bullied, you can't step up. Look at the back of the end zone. We got a man, but we got people in our face who can't step up. Now we go to this quarter. Hey, look at this front side here. You got a good punt return. You got a second down here. Both guys get, Olay, see ya. And I get it's the wrong read. But if you roll out, maybe make a scramble happen, use your legs, but you have 2 guys unblocked up front, that's how you get 4 4 points, boys. It's very, very tough to watch right now for an ex-offensive player because Cody Fajardo, to me, is playing well, but they're giving him no help. No run game, and the offensive line's not doing much.
So 1st and 10 now. A.J. Ouellette in a short carry. You want to chime in on that, Lapo?
I think you're right. Like, you're in field goal range. We talked about important yardage. They were in field goal range there. They can't. One, Cody's got to hand the ball off. But like you just said, Luke, they missed the blocks at the point of attack. You can't make those mistakes when you're in a position to get 3 points. That's some of the struggles they're having.
And Lapo, you said it. Situational football. It's been a grimy game. It's been a low-scoring game. Points are at an absolute premium, and you said field goal range. That just cannot happen if you're trying to win a ball game.
Yeah. So now a 2nd and 10. Harris quickly to the right and pass low right around the 50, shy of a first down. You see Tyrell Ford there. And that's along with Kenny Logan for Joe Robustelli. It's a 3rd and 2 still. 3rd down coming up here, Riders with the 2-touchdown lead.
So you're going to have a 3rd and 2 here. They're trying to sort out how they're going to do. I assume a punt is on its way, but you just got to be careful that they're not going to do anything with a hard count, any cadence, because you just don't want to get a penalty here on 3rd and 2. And I believe the defense will stay on the field to make sure that this is not a fake in any way, shape, or form.
Number 70. It's a 5-yard penalty. We'll replay 3rd down.
So a penalty there, the time count of the Rider punter, Joe Couch. Standing back. Well, inside is 45 now.
Tyler, please put the game clock at 3:36. 3:36.
So now you see the defense leave the field because now there's no possibility of a fake punt happening here. Now 3rd and 7. So now the Elks can put their punt return team on to help this return.
With Javon Lake back there, had a good return earlier, negated by a penalty. Couch to the right. Lake with the 13. 20. And he gets it up to the Edmonton 25.
I'm rolling. It's on you.
It's Friday!
Woo! Roland Milligan, Defensive Player of the Year, and he deserves his own island.
That's a pretty good guy. At least see the house he built on that island. Look at this.
I'm having a 60s sitcom flashback now.
Gilligan's Island, right?
Yeah, Milligan's Island, though. And look at what he has done. There's the special guest. Should we call him the skipper?
Gainer showed up.
The skipper, Gainer the Gopher. Milligan's Island. Oh, it takes me back. I still hear the theme music, too. Here's pressure. How about Baldonado is into the act. And coming in to help out is C.J. Rivas. Luke talked about that pressure. This onslaught continues for Saskatchewan's defense.
Play action pass, trying to get an explosive pass, but you have to handle all the extra players. C.J. Rivas is going to be a pressure player from this side. They don't have enough players here to make this. Okay, the tailback's trying to get back. It's just going to be too difficult to make that protection with this play action fake. It's going to force Cody to move all around. And again, you can't recover from these 2nd and 20 situations.
And sack from Rivas. More heat coming. Fajardo gets rid of it. Open receiver is Dunbar. Across the 25. Gets it up to about the 28. They needed 15. They're not even close to a first down. And the punting unit will come on again.
So that's their issues productivity-wise on first down. If you cannot get any yardage, if you just got to don't even lose yardage, because they're now sitting in a situation where it is so easy to just drop back in zone, force everything underneath. They've got to find a way to handle these run-down blitzes on first down that the Saskatchewan Roughriders are bringing. They got to have some routes attached so they can throw the ball on the perimeter and protect their runs.
Cody Grace again. Return it is. Gray McCray, second game in the CFL. filling in for Mario Alford. That'll set up the Rider offense in a lot nicer spot.
Impress McRae, gets north-south, makes a quick jump cut to the left, makes the first two miss. Usually that's all it takes. Gets up the sideline, big flip to field return. Watch this right there. Boop. Jumps to the left. You cannot tackle him with just one hand, just throwing your hand out. Nice job for the young player.
That return all the way up to the Edmonton 46. So right in the zone to start again. Ray McRae. Trevor Harris. A.J. Ouellette spins. And then he gets decked just inside the 45. Niles Morgan in the mix again on A.J. Ouellette in his second year at running back for Saskatchewan after starting his career with Toronto. It's Kenny Logan, safety, coming in too.
Good leg drive by A.J., getting what yardage he can. Defense has held up. 11 carries, 36 yards for A.J. Ouellette. Only a 3.3-yard average. They're holding up, forcing some second and longs.
This is his 7th game of the season. He hasn't missed. Missed a good chunk over half of last year with injury. He takes a catch there, and again it's Morgan. And Logan in on the tackle on that second down play. And it is shy of a first down. We got a third down coming up here. And Brett Lothar is coming on, along with Couch, to attempt another field goal. Lothar is 1 for 2. He missed from 47 earlier in this game, but then he hit a 51-yarder.
Very good situational football by Trevor. He's not forcing any shot downfield. He gets 6 more yards to help his kicker kick a field goal. So instead of a 50-yarder, it's only a 52-yarder, it's only a 46-yarder.
46 here, so 47, 51. 46-yard try is perfect. Brett Lothar 2 for 3. 3 more on the board for the Saskatchewan Roughriders, starting to run away now at the end of the third quarter. More points on. They were tied with Calgary at the top of the West, looking to move on top of the CFL by themselves. 1 quarter away. A bigger lead now. The numbers through 3 quarters. Yeah, it's a 17-point difference in the CFL that usually can be overcome, but not the way it looks tonight, given the Rider defense, not giving Edmonton much hope offensively, Lapo.
For the second week in a row, the Elks are struggling running the football, only 12 yards rushing, but they've been beaten up front, as Luke talked about it, at times in one-on-one situations, and the pressures on first down have really hurt them, put them in long yardage situations, and second and extra. It's very difficult to overcome that. They've got to handle some of this pressure from the Riders defense on first down, and then put themselves in way better positions to execute plays on second and short and second and medium, Rob.
5 sacks so far for the Rider defense and countless hurries on Cody Fajardo. Just didn't have time to make a decision with the football. Jordan Maksimic,
offensive coordinator,
had been with BC and made the move over this year on the Mark Killam staff. And what a task they have. 17 points. Feels like more. They are down now. Trying to get something generated. Fajardo had some time to get rid of it and completes it too. Right off of the sideline. Once again, he finds Curly Gittins Jr. and a first down for Edmonton.
The exact same play that the Saskatchewan Trevor Harris scored a touchdown on. Speed out cut to the wide side of the field. It's a big throw to the wide side. You got to be able to be accurate. Cody goes great throw, great body awareness to make sure you stay in bounds by Curly. See him toe tapped right there to get in. Nice first down on first down.
Up to the 53. Fourth quarter. Cody Fajardo quickly and in and out of the hands of Keon Julian Grant, who would have had another Edmonton first down.
This is really good execution except for one guy. This was a run play. There was a pressure by Saskatchewan. Cody said, I'm going to throw the ball out here and I'm going to protect it. You just got to look the ball into your hands. You can't make these mistakes in the CFL. You can't make these mistakes and put yourself in 2nd and 10. Can't drop the football in the Canadian football.
And that ends a streak of 7 straight completions for Cody Fajardo. Mark Killam's team down in the 4th quarter. 17 points. 2nd down now. Fajardo. Well, he had some time, but he's flushed out of the pocket. Throws on the move. Wide open. Cutting back is Julian Grant. How's that for making up for a drop? Very next play, Fajardo goes right back to him. He's open. He turns. And that end zone was open as well for the Elks to finally get their first major score here at the 4th quarter.
Cody Fajardo has been the king of spinning out of blocks. All the time you used to see him spin out when he was a quarterback in Saskatchewan, try to create things. When you have the ability to use your legs and when you can break contain, it's very difficult for a defense to make play, to be in a position to make the play. Can Julian Grant, great job staying inside, inbounds for the touchdown.
Blanchard, the point after mentioned, Fajardo connected with Julian Grant in the Eastern Final against the Argos last November. They both moved to Edmonton, and Fajardo throws his first touchdown pass at Mosaic Stadium in nearly 3 years. And it does give the Elks some hope here in the 4th.
Julian Grant is patient, finds his way. Cody Fajardo, we've seen that guy spin out of things all the time. Sometimes he used to get sacked in Saskatchewan. This one works out for him. Finds the player when coverage breaks down. Julian Grant's in that spot. I always used to joke about Cody. There are times where he would spin right into a sack. You'd be like, what is he doing, right? Yeah. This one spins away from pressure, finds the throw on the outside. Off-schedule play for another explosive play. It's his 3rd explosive pass play this game.
So the ball's heading back to the Riders, and Trevor Harris off this kickoff by Blanchard. Still a 10-point Rider lead, but Edmonton finds the end zone, and there's Dante Myers on the return. To have another look, as mentioned, they connected before in their Montreal days together. Cody Fajardo to Keon Julian Grant, one play after he had dropped what would have been a first.
Right there, and I want you to watch DeMarcus Fields, because I think he loses sight of Keon Julian Grant, and as Cody spins out of there, there's nobody on that side of the field. So, because Cody's looking to his right, now when he spins out of it, Fields knows he's out of position. Now he's sprinting to go make the play, and you're never going to, he's got to break down to at least, the best thing he could have done is at least just bring Julian Grant down. Fajardo makes him pay.
Another touchdown for Keon Julian Grant. This one with Edmonton. I was going to say, so that's from Cody Fajardo. Did you know, Lapo, Julian Grant's first touchdown in his CFL career was thrown by Trevor Harris in the Montreal days?
Perfect example of in pro football, you don't worry about the previous play. They just came off a really bad drop. What do we do? The next play, flush the previous play, go on to the next play. Just keep playing football. There's a lot of time left. 10 points easy to make up in this quarter.
Just when it looked like Edmonton could not even get into the Riders zone again. Now it's up to the Riders to defuse the momentum. Coming up and reaching up to get it is Keyshawn Johnson. So the Edmonton defense getting inspired now as well. It's 3rd down coming up.
Kenneth Logan Jr. getting involved in this underneath tackle from his free safety spot. Forcing Trevor to go to the underneath. Just rally up. Wait for your teammates to come. Break them down. Huge 2-and-out right here. Get the momentum the Elks need.
Starting in the Elks secondary after the injury to safety Royce Mechie. Kenny Logan Jr. So Joe Couch is back at the 20. Edmonton after that touchdown to quickly get the ball back down by 10. Still lots of time. 11 and a half minutes in the 4th quarter. Javon Lee inside his 25 and tiptoes up after 5 more yards. Flag comes out. Looks like against Edmonton, so that much more for Fajardo and the Elks offense.
Edmonton, number 37. The 10-yard penalty. It's going to be first down for Edmonton.
Bryce Cosby gets involved in this, and this is just, you just got to, when you see the defender's back to you, Bryce Cosby will be in the left of our screen. You're going to see coming up right here. When the defender's back's to you, you just cannot hit him in the back in any way, shape, or form. You're best off, just keep your hands off. Don't make the tackle. This is a huge penalty. Ruins any field position. The Elks started.
Adjusting the spot, it's going to be first down at the 16-yard line. First down at the 16-yard line.
Had been at the 15, so the Elks get a yard back out of this.
No problem. There you go. Got all you need now.
Well, every little bit, right? They're still deep in their zone. They're still down by 10. But they have something to hang their hat on. Let's see. Fajardo to the right. Short. Rankin knocked down immediately. Marcus Sales says, sit down.
Quick underneath throw here. It's hard to outflank Marcus Sales as he's the low player right here. He recognizes it and drops off from his own responsibility. He lifts a little bit, but he's got his eyes the whole time in the backfield looking at the quarterback. So this is going to be a catch. If it is a catch, it's going to be a 1 or 2 yard gain. He jars the ball loose. Nice play by the Marcus Sales veteran.
2nd and 10. Fajardo. At the 22, trying to fight for a little bit more. Had to get across the 25 to get a first down, so a 2 and out for the Elks offense in the possession that came after the big touchdown, and they will have to kick it away deep in their zone.
No forced, balls underneath. That's why these crucial yards on 1st and 10 are there. You get 2 more yards on that first down play, you're at least working on a wedge. Once again, the Riders defense standing up.
Ray McRae back. Cody Grace to punt it. Still over 10 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, but Harris and the Rider offense should get the ball in pretty good shape. With the 10-point lead. McRae, a beautiful punt by Grace inside his 30, 35. Silas Hubert, that special teams tackle. On a July Friday night in Regina, Saskatchewan. We'll be back. Every team has to deal with injuries. The Riders certainly have on their offensive line. Let's go back to Brett.
Yeah, and it's sure been an impressive outing for them again tonight, despite those injuries. I mean, they have 3 guys on the 6th game. They're on their 3rd left tackle in just 7 games this season. But yet, for the 2nd week in a row, they've yet to allow a sack. Now, somebody I want to point out, Darius Washington, who is that newest left tackle. He's only in his 2nd CFL start. After his 1st CFL start, he got major props from Corey Mace and Trevor Harris. And guys, I know you had a major conversation with Jamarcus Hardrick, who is a big piece, both figuratively and literally, on this O-line this week.
Yeah, Brett, definitely. And here on first down, and that pass out to Emelis, but Jamarcus Hardrick, of course, you remember him with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Paul Lapalisse does. He was a big part of your offense. The bookends a tackle with him and Stanley Bryan on the other side.
Talking to him was just so, it was such a great memory. You know, my kids used to play with his kids when we were in Winnipeg. This guy has energy every day. Everybody loved being around him. He ran, he chased the ball downfield. He was the example for everybody about physicality and how to chase the football. You know, obviously he at NG used to do the jump into the stands. I'm just so happy he's gotten the most outstanding offensive lineman award a couple years ago, and then he gets the opportunity to leave Winnipeg because sooner or later, you know, great players got to be the highest paid offensive lineman. I was happy he went out, and Saskatchewan Roughriders said this is our cornerstone of our offensive line.
You just saw him check in on his teammate too, Samuel Emelis. A concern there for the Riders, something Hardrick can relate to. He was hurt, missed much of the season last year with an injury. Here's what happened to Emelis on that play.
You can see he got hit low on the screen pass here. Myers is here trying to make it. It's hard. Doesn't make the block, and then Emelis is here. So he's running. Let's see. Hopefully he's all right. He's up and walking. Jamarcus, you're right. Jamarcus talked about Last year was his first 13 years playing pro football, his first major injury. So mentally, he was in a tough place last year. Tried his best to help the older guys. Tried to make sure the younger guys, as a veteran player, tried to help in the blitz meetings. It's good that Emulus is okay. As Britt said, they've lost multiple offensive linemen this season. And the best thing about it is they have a quarterback who's not going to hold the football. So that's the beauty of they're not going to give up a lot of sacks because Trevor's going to make quick decisions, as we showed you before, get the ball out of his hands.
Corey Mays checking in on him. Dre McRae, you see him on special teams. He's gone in on offense now with Emilus coming out. Albert Awashi in for A.J. Olette at running back. Staying in to protect. Harris to quickly move out. Caught from behind. Noah Taylor has the tackle, and Trevor Harris, just as he was taking off. And that was on a second down and long. It'll be a third down coming up. Although not about a few yards. Too much to consider now.
Noah Taylor has to handle two people, not only Jamarcus, but also the tailback. But this is the effort you love. Watching Noah Taylor on tape, his recovery speed to go make that play, that's an effort play by your defensive end.
That punt sails out of bounds in the air, and if it's going to do that, it's got to be inside the 15, nowhere close. It was down around the 24, so Joe Couch is flagged for that. Advantage Edmonton as they'll get some penalty yardage, and the football trailing by 10. Tomorrow on TSN, Winnipeg Blue Bombers and Zach Collaros. Good to see it. He'll be back in the Bomber lineup. Nick Arbuckle and the rest. See DeMonte Coxey there too for Toronto, looking for their second win. They're at 1-5, and the Bombers, losing to Calgary last week, are at 3-2. Big win for both. Watch it on TSN tomorrow from BMO Field in Toronto. Winnipeg against the Argos. Right here at Mosaic, Saskatchewan has a 10-point lead. Edmonton has the ball, and there's more heat. Another sack. This time it's Shane Ray. 6th sack of the night for that Saskatchewan front, and just making life miserable for Cody Fajardo in his return to Mosaic.
Shane Ray gets home with a little bit of help of a twist. What is a twist? This is going to happen by the D tackle, and then Ray's going to come around. You're trying to get the offensive lineman in different spots. As Ray comes around, the guard cannot recover because he turned his shoulders too much, causes the sack. And again, this is too many times they've been in second and extra tonight to be successful.
Second and 17. Fajardo trying to get rid of it quickly. Tyson middlemost, and he is taken down there by Jameer Thurman, the Rider linebacker, but well shy of a first down. They needed a whole lot more, so 2 and out again. Cody Grace to come on. And halfway through this fourth quarter, it'll be Saskatchewan ball again with that 10-point lead.
One of the things we're always trying to talk about is like the quarterback. I don't care if it's straightforward, Cody Fajardo, they've got to give him opportunities. They've got to give him time to be able to look downfield so he's not in these difficult positions.
Pressure coming again, Lapo, on Cody Grace. He barely got it away, and McRae takes it and gets it up to the 35. But yeah, hard for Fajardo, and this big night for him to get rid of the football with all the heat he's been taking.
So now they're going to take a look as they keep going. They just first down success. Down 10, they got to find a way. They got 7 minutes left, so they can just get one drive. They don't need too many points. They do not get in a position where we're going to throw it every first down, where the defensive line is going to tee off, do all their they're going to do all their pass rush moves and everything. You got to still keep it balanced with this amount of time, but you got to get a stop here. But on the defense, got to step up and get a stop to give yourself time.
Need the big defensive play. The Edmonton Elks. 10-point hole. Rider ball. Just dumping it over to Olette. And tackled again by Niles Morgan with Dublanco there. 5 yards more, though, on that reception by Ouellette. 2nd and 5 coming up.
There is a huge difference of living in the world of 2nd and 10 to what just happened there. Trevor looks to the field, doesn't like what he sees, flips it to his check down to make this 2nd and medium. The conversion percentage goes up dramatically from 2nd and 10 to 2nd and 5.
From the Rider 40. Blitz coming, gets rid of it, and looking for that pick was Cordell Jackson in coverage there on Keyshawn Johnson, and can't get the pick. And there has been no interception, Lapo, this year by anyone in the Edmonton secondary. Pretty telling. The only pick was by Jake Ceresna a couple of weeks ago.
Defensive back Jake Ceresna, yeah, the only interception. So part of the process for this football team is they got a lot of better players on the defensive front. That was one of the things that Herbie wanted to go out and do. They've got to get some guys who can intercept the ball and take the football away. We thought Tyrell Ford, multiple interceptions last year. Hopefully they get better productivity in the back end to take the football away.
Flag coming out again with Joe Couch standing back.
Offside, Saskatchewan, number 21. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's still 3rd down.
As announced by the referee, Ben Major. Corey Mace's team, 5:47 away if they can hang on. Improving their start to 6-1. They started 5-1 last year and then lost a few after that, but this would put them alone on top. Stampeders at 5-2. Pressure coming again. They tried to get to Couch. He gets rid of it. Down to the 30. Leak. His head down. It's up across the 35. We saw the pressure by the Riders up front. And how about number 11, Malik Carney? Part of the nightmare for Cody Fajardo, Lapo.
A couple of tackles, couple of pressures, 2 sacks tonight. All right, already led the CFL in pressures to start this week. You love it. High energy, high motor guys. Long. Remember him back in his days in Hamilton back in the day. Great free agent signing.
Yeah, we're right up there with Matthew Betts and Andrew Chatfield and Clarence Hicks of the Stampeders, not far behind. But Malik Carney, who started his career with the Hamilton Tiger Cats, this is 2nd year coming over with the Saskatchewan Roughriders and having himself a night, as are his teammates on that defense, with the exception of one big play to Keon Julian Grant for that long touchdown earlier this quarter.
And that's what they're asking. You know, Corey Mace is asking this defense, the front 4, I need you to beat the offensive linemen because I'm going to drop 8 people in coverage. So you guys got to get home. The front 4. That's what they try to do. They got beat earlier in the game with no safety in the middle of the field. Now they're playing with a safety and rushing 4 people.
First down. Rankin, they just can't get him going. They can't run the football, not on this night, not in their last game either, and he is pushed back. Caleb Sanders coming in, Hava Baldonado is in there. Lots of big name plays for the Saskatchewan Roughriders defense.
Penetration on the tight zone play. Baldonado you see in there. Big forces them to again to a 2nd and long situation.
Second and long, and Fajardo's hearing it from the fans here. Tries to step up. Going to take off. See if he can run his way to a first down. He slides. Looks to be enough. Depending on where they spot it on the slide by Fajardo. Had to get to their 49. But we got a flag down on the backfield and a hold. This is coming back anyway. That kind of night for Mark Killam.
Holding Edmonton, number 67. It's a 10-yard penalty. We'll replay 2nd down.
Gregor McKellar, the right guard, picks up the holding call as the quarterback goes to scramble. He's engaged, but right there, that's the problem when quarterbacks start to scramble. He doesn't know where the quarterback is. The quarterback's going to his right. His right arm is going to tend to stay in position to block. And then there draws the foul.
2nd and 20. Elks are running out of time. Fajardo escapes the pocket on the run. Baldonado chasing him. He completes it to Rankin, and a good pickup to get all the way up to the 49. May not be a first down, but at this point, you know they're going anyway. 3-down football, and they might be about within a yard. Very close.
Breaking contain, finding, just looking for somebody underneath to get this ball to put them in 3rd down situation. Here come the big guys, the big offensive linemen coming in for this short yardage play.
Fajardo flushed out of that pocket again, forced to throw on the run, and does, completes it, and here we go. 3rd and short, looks to be enough. Getting it up to around the 50, so a first down. Drive continues. Critical drive, Edmonton. We're getting down towards a 3-minute warning, and they're down 2 scores.
Good push by the O-line. Cody just keeps his feet moving, gets the yardage.
Edmonton Elks trying to get back in this game against a Rider team, trying to be the kings of the West.
Down in the Paris of the prairie, we kings of all treasures buried. All you
Back with Luke Wilson on the sideline. Luke, Edmonton trying to move the ball against a defensive front that's owned them tonight.
Yeah, Rod, and you look at, I got to tip my cap to Cody Fajardo because he's thrown pretty well. I mean, he's got 285, he's got a touchdown. The touchdown he did throw was an off-script play. He can make plays with his feet. And what's tough for me is that they've been beat up so badly up front that he can't even scramble to make those plays. Try and look at all these plays and how quickly they have guys in their faces. Isn't, oh, I'm sitting here and I'm reading things, I'm waiting down the field. The timing of all this, bam, we're just running for our life. And that's why I say the fact that he's got a touchdown in 285, I think he's 22 for 29, is unbelievable because as a quarterback, it is not easy to sit here and complete passes when you got people coming down in your face all the time.
And Luke, he just completes another one underneath the Rankin, who was able to make something of that and get another first down. So whatever it takes at this point against a very difficult Saskatchewan defense, down by 10, but on the move. And they have ventured into the territory.
Long, Rod, when you're in those 2nd and extra, 2nd and long, that's when it's going to be difficult because you have to call some of the deeper patterns in your system, and the defense is getting teed off. So the first down success is where it's got to be. They got to get the ball in their hands just like they did last play. Getting a rhythm on first down.
Get it to the Rider 46. So here we go. Fajardo trying to buy himself some time. More pressure coming. Gets rid of it. Open receivers, Arkell Smith. He is tackled there by Nelson Lacombo, but gets it down close to the Rider 25. So here comes Edmonton.
Number 3 receiver is going to bend to the middle of the field. You'll see him bend in, and the safety's going to disappear out of that space. Cody recognizes it and throws it before Lacombo can make that area. Nice read versus the zone blitz by Cody. Getting the ball on the inside.
Elks in tempo. Swinging it off to Rankin. On the move after the catch, puts his head down, gets enough yardage for another first down.
This helps not only your offense, but keep getting first downs. Now that defensive line, now you're getting them on their heels. You can see a little bit of a chip block right there, trying to help out the offensive lineman. What's a chip block? You take one of your receivers, come in, and you hit the defensive end before you go out in your route. But Cody checking these balls down. You're still getting 10 yards a clip on these. Good quick throws.
First and 10 at the Rider 13. Elks down by 10. Pressure coming. End zone look. Bobbled but caught by Stephen Dunbar and an Edmonton touchdown. The Elks trying to silence this crowd at Mosaic. Down 17 to start the fourth quarter, but a couple of touchdown passes later, and don't look now.
touchdown, Cody. Max protection. Cody recognizes the blitz, knows there's nobody in the middle of the field, finds the throw inside to Stephen Dunbar. Perfect location for the touchdown.
Stephen Dunbar with his first touchdown of the season. And it is timely.
I'll be see y'all next week. I'll see y'all next week. I know y'all watching. Big time play, baby.
And Fajardo, despite everything we've talked about and the pressure that Saskatchewan's defense has gotten on him, has found a way to throw 2 touchdown passes, and we got a ball game just under 2 minutes to go.
Let me show you. They're going to add a receiver in, and that puts them with 2 extra blockers. As the Riders bring all their blitzers, they have enough protectors. Then what do? You run a post in the middle of the field. You throw the post when there's no safety. Cody has time. Throw it to a spot where Dunbar can run underneath it. Great execution of the add-in blitz beater, and then the perfect throw to Dunbar for the touchdown over Campbell.
Made sure he secured that football just before hitting the dead ball line. Touchdown, Edmonton. And what a fourth quarter suddenly for Cody Fajardo. Putting the heat on the Riders now.
Big stop. Going to have to see a big stop here now by the Elks defense.
Well, they have forced several 2-and-outs of Saskatchewan. Mark Killam upset as they get set to kick off this ball.
This is a delay of game penalty against Edmonton, number 26. It's a 10-yard penalty. You'll kick 10 yards back.
They're calling it against their kicker, Vincent Blanchard. And that explains
that makes it their 11th penalty of the game.
Killam furious. A lot of things have gone wrong, and yet here we are at a 3-point difference, but further back to kick off now for Blanchard.
They can fix it with a 2-and-out. Get a 2-and-out, force a punt.
The Riders have had 5 straight 2-and-outs, by the way. Edmonton needs to make it 6 straight. Keep whatever time they can get within a field goal of tying it up. And that's Keyshawn Johnson there, down at the 30.
Got to win first down here. They got to get Trevor in some type of long yardage situation on this first and 10 situation. As you see, 2 TDs, 0 interceptions for Trevor. Very seldomly will Trevor be forced into making a bad decision. That's why it's so hard defensively facing him. You're not going to get a lot of takeaway opportunities.
The Riders did get 10 points in the third quarter, none since. But really, the offense has stalled once they got that 17-point lead. Pops up, gets it up to around the 35. A good pickup on first down, second and about 5 to go.
Really good 5-yard gain into the blitz.
Timeout, Edmonton. This is your last timeout.
You can see how low the safety is. Kenneth Logan down there trying to be in a position to make the stop. They're not going to play the pass here, so they're going to get their free safety down there. You got DeBlanco close there. AJ does a good job making this a second and medium.
Big second down coming up now for both of these teams. The Riders can't get a first. They have to punt it away. Edmonton would have plenty of time to see if they can work it down and get in the very least field goal range. They can get that first down, though. Really starts working against the Elks. The pass, the catch, the first down, Keyshawn Johnson. And a touchdown earlier. There's a big catch there as the sticks will move.
Throw to the outside, carry the high player. Keyshawn on the outside, one-on-one. This is, you call this a stack play. Goes vertical underneath the other receiver, then breaks in or out based on the coverage. The defender's inside, he breaks outside. Trevor's on the same page. Big first down.
Up to the 44 now for Trevor Harris and the Riders offense. 1:45 on the clock. Back to AJ Lett. Outside, big hole.
patience by AJ. There's a pressure off this side, but you got to handle every one of your gaps. AJ's got a little bit of patience. He sees this move right there. Great blocking by Logan Furland. Take it outside. Furland's block gets north-south. Huge big play when you squirt through the defense versus the big pressure packages on first down.
At the Edmonton 49, back to Ouellette on the first down. This time loses maybe a half a yard. Jalen Guards up in the mix there for the Edmonton defense. 1:16 to go. That's it. And still, Saskatchewan trying to protect that 3-point lead.
It's 2nd and 9. You're going to want to do everything in your power to keep this clock running. Whether it's if you are going to throw the ball, it's a screen pass. If you're going to run the ball, you better protect both edges because the Elks should pressure here, expecting a run to keep the ball on. They may try to put themselves in position where they stop this run here because you're going to take too much time off the clock. If it's a pass, it's got to be a completion.
Here we go. 2nd down. 10 to go. Harris scrambling around. Puts his head down. Right down at the 51 there.
Really smart by Trevor Harris here. He's scrambling out. He's about to take a hit. Instead of throwing the ball away and avoiding the hit and stopping the clock, he does go down with the ball in his hands. That's going to keep this clock running. That's a huge, smart situational football play by Trevor Harris.
So hands it over to the punting team, trying to pin the Elks deep. 51 seconds to go. Joe Couch is the punter for the Riders. Javon Leake is back.
2 returners for the Elks.
2 returners. Sure. Another one is back there for Edmonton. Sending it the way of Javon Leake. And he cannot stay in bounds catching that ball. A beautiful punt by Couch. And that leaves the Edmonton Elks back at their 5, needing a field goal in 24 seconds to force overtime. A long way to go for Cody Fajardo now.
He's got to get at least a 20-yard play up to the line of scrimmage, immediately call another tempo, no huddle, 20-yardage play. Try to get as many of these, get at least 3 of those to have any chance of kicking a long field goal.
But say this for Fajardo and the Elks offense, beleaguered as it's been by that Rider D, they've managed to come back and get within 3. What can they do now with the heat coming? He steps up, he takes off, and he slides across the 15. Out to go against the Riders for the late hit on Cody Fajardo. So 18 seconds on the clock. After that pickup, they're going to be tacking on more yardage for Edmonton.
Cody takes off and goes. It's
foul, roughing the passer. Saskatchewan at 26.
I think,
15 yards from the end of the play. Automatic first down.
It's a very, it's a late slide, but you still cannot hit the quarterback in the head. Whether it's a late slide or not, they're going to make that call because it's a blow to the head. I think if that was just a collision, not to the head, Rod, they're not going to put a flag down because that's such a late flag by Cody Fajardo there.
Crowd doesn't like it.
Slide.
It's out to the 32. 18 on the clock. And the Elks still do have a long way to go.
Challenge here to challenge this roughing the passer? Is this what?
Corey Mace out discussing with the officials and the referee, Ben Major.
This is a very late slide, so I think if Campbell made contact with the body or anything, it probably isn't a call. But because the blow is to the head, I don't think they're going to pick this up.
Saskatchewan is challenging the last ruling of roughing the passer. They believe there should not be a penalty. The replay center will review this play.
So Corey Mace wants them to take a look at it again. key moment for obvious reasons, and time just about up. We'll just have another look here at Fajardo and Tavon Campbell coming in.
Yeah, once again, Tavon Campbell, as he goes to drop, as Cody's dropping, it's going to be a blow to the head.
And here is the decision by the CFL Replay Center.
Upon further review, the ruling on the field stands. It's first down.
Nothing really to lose for Corey Mason making that challenge to make him take another look. So it's on to 32 of Edmonton.
Two tempo, you got to get at least two tempo plays here. You get this play's got to get 20 yards, run up to the line of scrimmage, call your next one. Two positive 20-plus plays.
Here's Fajardo. Taken down. Story of the night. Another sack. Shane Ray in the mix.
Without it.
7 sacks for the Riders. And a very timely one to try to snuff out any hope at all for Edmonton now.
The Riders brought 5 people to force one-on-one blocks so nobody could get double-teamed. Elks have to go tempo because they have no timeouts.
Here's Fajardo, and it happens again. Edmonton, seeing the Rider front look to finish this off by themselves by getting in there again. And they do. Zeros on the clock. Fittingly, it ends on a sack of Cody Fajardo. Edmonton came close, but close is not enough. And Saskatchewan wins another game to improve to 6-1.
Cody can't find anybody there. As that play's trying to develop, the pass rush is just getting home. They know they can go. They know it's 100% pass. Ray's there. Micah Johnson was a force all night inside against the guards. The Riders defense stepping up, 2 consecutive sacks to end the football game.
8-1 in the sack department. And the last couple of plays, Fajardo and Trevor Harris, and just a quick regards for each other there at the end of the game. But here's Shane Ray. Lots of heat at the end. Standing at the top of the CFL standings are the Saskatchewan Roughriders. On a day that really belonged to the defense for the longest time. Low scoring at the start. Couple of touchdowns finally for Saskatchewan. A 17-point lead heading to the fourth quarter. But the Rider defense was relentless all along. Malik Carney, big part of that. Merry Christmas, everybody. They celebrate their Christmas in July. Thanks for watching. SportsCenter is next with Mark Rowe and Jennifer Hedger.